It's the Mixed Martial Arts Hour with
The Mixed Martial Arts Hour is back in your life on this Monday, November 29th, 2021. Hello again, everyone. I'm Ariel Helwani. If you were celebrating Thanksgiving this past weekend, I hope you had a lovely Thanksgiving. One of the best times of the year. It has now come and gone. We talked all week long about what we're thankful for, so I hope you had a similar, meaningful, memorable holiday weekend. And now we look ahead to December, the final Monday in November for the year 2021. What a year it has been, especially for me. Holy smokes. If you'd have told me this time last year, the Monday after Thanksgiving, that I'd be sitting in this chair doing this show, I probably wouldn't believe you, but I'm so thankful to be here. Great show. Lots to discuss. Of course, no UFC this past weekend, but there was a lot going on in the world of combat sports. And can I just make a confession right off the bat? Like right off the bat, small confession. I'm not going to scream. I'm not going to yell. I'm not going to, puff my chest out. But I would just like to say, if you strip away all the extracurricular stuff, I kind of like Triad Combat. I kind of liked it. I enjoyed myself. I'm not going to lie. I was entertained. The fights were a lot more fun than I thought they were going to be. Team MMA wins. Rampage and Shannon Briggs were not bad. Now, I don't know how long this can go on for. I think doing a show in a baseball stadium is a little bit strange, considering the fact that you're probably not going to sell it out or come close to selling it out. They said 22,000. I don't know if I believe that. The point is, it was pretty damn fun. For an off, I like that Thanksgiving weekend has become this sort of like non-UFC / wacky event. I can live with that. But if that wasn't your thing, you had an incredible fight at the Hulu Theater here in New York City. Teófimo López, George Kambosos Jr., one of the all-time great fights of the year, one of the biggest upsets in recent boxing history. Kambosos defeats Teófimo López, becomes the unified champ at 135. And by the way, 135, whether you're a boxing fan or an MMA fan, whether you're a boxer or an MMA fighter, has become the division du jour. With that fight this past weekend, this weekend we have Kyoji Horiguchi versus Sergio Pettis for the Bellator bantamweight title. You have Devin Haney fighting on Saturday against Jojo Diaz. You have Rob Font fighting Jose Aldo at 135 in the UFC. And then you have Gervonta Davis fighting on Sunday night on Showtime pay-per-view. There's a lot of 135ers who are incredible fighting in either boxing or mixed martial arts in the next few days, past week, that whole thing. So a lot to discuss, a lot going on. We have a lot to break down. We have a lot of interesting people to talk to. So without further ado, let me get to today's lineup, and then we'll get to our first guest of the day. Before we get to all of that, I do want to let you know that today's program, as always, is being brought to you by DraftKings. DraftKings Sportsbook, the official sports betting partner of the UFC and the MMA Hour. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app today and use the code the MMA Hour for a special offer when you sign up. Again, that's code the MMA Hour only at DraftKings. Please support them because they support us. At around 4 o'clock, we'll be joined by New York Ric, Ric's Picks, the new and improved Ric's Picks. Stay tuned for that. We'll check in with GC, see how his final weekend in November went as far as bets are concerned. Remember, he did a little Triad Combat action, a little boxing action, so we'll see how he fared in those realms. The aforementioned, how about this? George Kambosos Jr. is going to join us on the show. The man who just pulled off that massive upset Saturday night at the Hulu Theater, joining us on the show. How exciting is that? Yes, I know he's a boxer, but hey, we have a lot of Australian fans. You know I love boxing. You know I love my big moments. Why the hell not? So I'm very appreciative that he's going to be joining us. I saw Volkanovski and a lot of other Australian fighters rooting him on. The aforementioned Rampage Jackson will join us at 2:30. Always a fun time when I reunite with old Quinton. And he's had a lot going on as of late. Jan Blachowicz, in maybe his first interview since the loss, at least in English. We'll talk to him about the loss to Glover Teixeira, where he goes from here, all that and more. Hey, how about the the sort of brand new, not really brand new anymore, UFC flyweight champion Brandon Moreno stopping by at 130. Haven't talked to him in quite some time. Haven't talked to him since he won the belt in June over Deiveson Figueiredo. Of course, he's fighting him for a third time on January 22nd in Anaheim. He'll stop by at 130. But first, very excited to welcome for the first time to this program one of the great 135-pounders who's competing this weekend. Like I said, we have the Bellator bantamweight title on the line on Friday, but on Saturday, fantastic UFC main event going on at the Apex in Las Vegas. It's the legend, the former featherweight king, Jose Aldo, still doing his thing, of course, now at 135, going up against the streaking Rob Font. And Rob is kind enough to join us. So let's lead things off here with the aforementioned Rob Font. Hey, Rob, how are you?
What's going on, brother? How you doing?
I'm doing great. Thanks for joining us. I appreciate it. Great to have you on the show for the first time as well. I know you're in Las Vegas out there getting ready for this massive fight for you. I just wanted to ask you because I don't know if you even paid attention to this. There's a lot of 135ers fighting in MMA and boxing these days, as I just laid it all out. Do you watch, like even in the boxing world, like will you watch those guys? Do you watch those guys maybe with a keener eye because they're your same, weight and the fighting styles can sometimes be the same?
Yeah, I'm not the biggest, fan of boxing like that, but I do watch here and there. I try to pick up as much as possible, but I'm not like I barely watched the fight the last one that just happened with Teófimo. I'll watch the highlights and all that, and I'll go back and I'll study them. I didn't really get down and sit down and watch it yet, but I definitely respect what they do, and I pick up as many tricks as possible from the boxers. But yeah.
Okay, so then let me ask you this. Better bantamweight fight this weekend. Sergio Pettis, Kyoji Horiguchi, Rob Font, Jose Aldo. Which is the better fight?
Oh, man, shout out to Sergio. That's my man. But you got to tune into the Font Aldo fight for sure, man.
Okay. I had a feeling you were going to say that. You were on a roll. It looks like you're very close to being in that title picture, and you're coming off that huge win over Cody Garbrandt. But could I ask you, Rob, could you even appreciate the Cody Garbrandt fight? Did you even get to celebrate the Cody Garbrandt fight? Because as those might recall, it feels so long ago now, shortly thereafter, you get the USADA notification that you're flagged. Then you're completely cleared of any wrongdoing. It was more a WADA issue. We could get into the weeds of all of it, but it happened so soon right after. I'm wondering if you were even able to bask in the glow of the victory.
Yeah, obviously I knew I didn't, I wasn't taking anything and I wasn't really too worried about it, but it was obviously, you get that, you saw the call and saying, you got flagged or something. It was a little bit of it was frightening and I was worried for a little bit, but, I knew deep down I didn't take anything, so I was good. But as far as enjoying the win, I enjoyed it a little bit because, these fights, these 35ers, they're all big fights. So I already know about, beating Cody Garbrandt was going to bring another monster on, which exactly what happened was. That's how we got the Aldo fight.
Mm-hmm. I think because you're outside, the Wi-Fi isn't great. Is it possible to go inside, or is that a problem?
I got you. Let me go inside real quick.
Okay, thanks. It's just because it's getting all choppy and want to hear everything that you're saying. Big fight, Rob Font, Jose Aldo, main event this Saturday night, ESPN Plus.
Is that a little better?
I think it's getting better. Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's better already. Thanks, man. Sorry. It was a great background, and I'm jealous of the sun.
Yeah, I was just trying to enjoy that sun, but, it's all good.
I appreciate it. Do you feel like it's one of those weird things where, USADA gets involved and there's the initial news that you're flagged and then you're clear, but sometimes people don't pay attention to the clearing and just pay attention to the initial infraction. Do you feel like that thing has stuck with you? Or do you feel like people have forgotten about it and, aren't looking at you in a funny way?
Yeah, not at all. I think everything, worked out perfectly. I feel like everybody almost felt bad for me. There was a lot of people reaching out, like, bro, I'm sorry. Everybody telling me to sue everybody. It was kind of like, I felt like it worked out perfect. I knew I didn't do anything wrong. My team got behind it. Jeff and Donna, they with me the whole time, and it was simple. It was an easy process. We just had to prove our case. Once we did that, we had to just go through the hearing, and it was a done deal. And but yeah, I feel like I haven't got any hate or backlash at all from like fans or people or And honestly, I think people, you just kind of forgot about it too.
Are you considering suing, or did you consider suing?
No, not really. I just was kind of like, all right, cool. Like there was a little mix up, whatever. They changed the ruling. They changed how they even take the test, and I was on to the next one.
It was something about like your hair, your shampoo or something, right?
It was the lotion. It was the shampoo. It was basically all the cosmetic products.
That's crazy.
That was taken. Yeah, what I was taking had in the hemp lotion that I was taking had chemical in it, and that was it. We popped. I guess yeah, they just switched on how they tested. So once I found that out, I was cool with it. I was like, perfect. So yeah, this is past me and moving on to the next one.
Okay, and just last thing on this, I heard your team. They submitted like a 35-page document or something like that. How stressful was the whole process of having to go through everything and then waiting for them to clear you? Like just that whole thing.
Yeah, man, it was annoying. It was a solid, probably I would say like 3 weeks of just putting together like receipts, exactly what I ate fight week, the weeks leading up to fight week, going around calling stores, getting exact products, reading the labels. It was tough. We just had to basically prove our case, and that's the first thing done in Jeff, when they first called and notified us, they're like, listen, we believe you. We know, because we work very closely with them. Like, you have no wrongdoing here, and just this is what we have to do. And then once we found out what we had to do, we all as a team put our head down and just figured out the problem. And yeah, shout out to everybody that helped out, because it was tough at first, but once we kind of put the work in, we figured out what chemical it was, and yeah, that was it.
So you were then cleared of any wrongdoing there. Nevada does the same. And then we think that we're going to get this bantamweight title fight between Aljamain Sterling and Petr Yan. And Aljo pulls out because of the neck. And then people start thinking about TJ. But then we come to realize, he's recovering from surgery. So then they start thinking about you. And my understanding was there was an initial conversation, but you couldn't take the fight, right?
Yeah. Yeah. So with that being said, as we're going through this whole USADA deal, I decided to go to Texas and just hang out, relax. And because I believe I traveled to Texas and we set up the final hearing in Texas. Me, Calvin, his sister lives out there. So we all went out there as a team. Manager and Coach Tyson was there. And we kind of set up one of the days for the hearing. And then once we got cleared, it was like perfect. We hung out for a couple more days. And the plan was get back home and obviously get back to training and everything. And came back with COVID. Oh. And so I had to be sidelined for two and a half weeks. So 2.5 weeks of sitting around doing nothing. Then we get the call. It was just bad timing. We we did like a mock kind of workout and try to really feel it out. I just wasn't really feeling. It'd have been a sloppy fight, man. Honestly, it'd have been like I just wasn't feeling it, and then so I had to turn it down. And then, but we got fortunate enough. We got blessed with this fight. So, but yeah, I was hurting for a couple of days, but we got over it. And yeah, man, it was unfortunate. It was a big opportunity that kind of stepped through.
How tough was it to say no to that? Your first title shot.
Yeah, it was rough. It was rough, man. It was I was trying to figure out everything I possibly could to try to make it happen. Then as I was sitting there, I was just like, wait, I'm just trying to figure out how I can get to the fight. I'm not really focused on winning the fight. Like, yeah, that's one step already. Like, we're already behind, And I was just like, you literally are just trying to like pull things out your ass to try to figure out how to even make it to the fight, and that can't be good against a killer like obviously Jan. So it was like, just sit back, relax. Something will come, and we got the Aldo fight.
Do you feel like it was I mean, no one wants to get COVID, no one wants to get sick, no one wants to turn down a fight. But in a way, a bit of a blessing, because you take that fight, you're not feeling good, you lose the fight, you go back to the, back of the line, probably for the best that you didn't take it, right?
I think so. I think especially the way this whole division is kind of all messed up anyways. Mm-hmm. Like obviously that would have guaranteed me a title shot next to winning that belt, but I'm still waiting around for Aljo. You still be waiting around for him. Then you still be waiting around for TJ. Corey's still kind of coming off a loss. So it was kind of like, all right, well, let's sit back, see what else shakes up. Even winning a big win over Aldo, I'm still kind of like in a weird spot, because there's no clear direction until obviously Aljamain gets healthy.
How do you feel about the whole Aljo situation? Did you feel like they should have stripped him before that fight and made Jan versus Sandhagen an official title fight?
I don't think so. I think give him a couple more months or whatever, a couple more weeks to kind of like figure out. Like, do you know how long he's technically out for? Or?
It seems like maybe till March or so is the best case scenario. So it will be a year since the first fight.
Oh, damn. Yeah, it's kind of yeah, it is kind of a while. I mean, eventually, I don't know. You know, it sucks. If I was in that position, I would, I would be like, man, slow down, give me a second, because it's tough, So I do feel for him, but man, it's been a while, and obviously, but he's dealing with some serious injuries, so I get it, Yeah, like obviously the Corey fight was fun. He still, Peter Yan still has the belt. Let him sit back, wait for Aljamain. Like, I'm pretty sure you say it's March.
That would be the best, case scenario. Yeah.
Yeah, no. Say like I don't. Yeah, I think let him keep the belt. Let them fight it out, and then we'll clear all this mess up.
I kind of feel like, correct me if you feel otherwise, I feel like you and Aldo are fighting to fight TJ in the number one contender spot. Like, we're going to have Jan versus Sterling, hopefully for the belt unification bout. TJ coming off that surgery, but coming off a big win. The winner of this fight on Saturday fights TJ for the number one contender spot. Does that make sense to you?
That'd be cool, man. I hope that's the plan. Perfect world, that's exactly how it plays out. Best case scenario, they do strip Aljamain and they make the mean Peter fight for the belt. So that'd be perfect world. Second case scenario would be obviously me fighting TJ, and I think obviously beating a guy like Aldo, then beating a guy like TJ, you can't deny me the belt. So that'd be the lock in, but. That's the rougher route. That's two legends back to back, so that's the rougher route. But, there's options. Obviously my job is to get there and get through, Aldo first, but there's some options there.
I saw a video that the UFC posted recently of you talking about your first knockout in the UFC against George Ric. And you were talking about like, man, I'm fighting George Ric. I watched this guy in WEC, big stage, Vegas, all that stuff. I mean, when you think of WEC, one of the guys that you think of is Jose Aldo. Is it, a little surreal for you that you're fighting this legend? How do you digest it? If you were feeling that way about George Ric all those years ago, how do you feel about fighting Jose Aldo now?
Same thing, same thing. Get the same feeling, same pressures. Nothing's changed, it's just finally get to do it on Aldo, same thing again. Like I didn't even start watching MMA through the UFC. It was WC most. I started watching the WC and then got into the UFC. I those guys like the Faber, Cruz, Mike Brown, Carlos Con, Doug Ryan, Yaya, all those guys. Those are the guys that kind of first got introduced into MMA. Was so then of course we all looked up to Aldo and Pettis and Donald Cerrone and all those guys, but Root was one of those in that same kind of category. So I've been here before. I've dealt with this. I know what it feels like. I know what it feels like to go in there and fight a guy like that. Now, obviously, it's not the same caliber as Aldo, but it's similar. So it seems familiar. It feels familiar, and I'm hyped for the challenge. And I feel like this is going to make me just force me to get a lot more creative in there and make him work a lot harder.
How do you feel about him in 2021? This version of Aldo, do you feel like he's losing a step? Like obviously you're going to prepare for the best version of Jose Aldo, right? But when you look at him now,
I think he's a little more. Seemed like the Cheeto fight was a little more conservative. Frankie, he let it go a little bit more. I'm sorry, the Munoz fight, he let it go a little bit more, but he looks sharp. He looks dangerous. He's putting together combinations. Again, tough fight. It's Aldo. This is a tough fight. I'm not looking past him at all. I'm putting everything into this camp, and this is going to be another tough 5-round fight.
the biggest difference for you in this 4-fight winning streak against massive names, right? Before Cody and Marlon Moraes. So what's changed for you? What has allowed you to gain this confidence, go on this roll? A lot has been said of the New England cartel and how you guys are so tight, and your head coach Tyson Chartier, who's become one of the best head coach in the sport. Calvin Kattar, of course, one of the best guys in his weight class, 145. But for you, like, why does it feel like it's all coming together now?
You know, boring answer is like, you know, I kind of like wasn't. I guess I stopped trying to make everything perfect and wasn't afraid to look bad or make mistakes or not dwell on the mistakes when I did make them in the fight. It was just like really living in the moment and trying to kind of just take it play by play. And I think I really put that together in these last couple of fights, even without doing good or I was doing bad. It was just having fun out there. And I don't think I was doing that before. And, you know, it was working out. I'm going out there and doing what I want to do, not worrying about what these guys are doing and just having fun and making mistakes as I get to the W's. Before I was trying to make everything perfect.
Putting too much pressure on yourself.
Yeah, I guess you could say putting too much pressure, trying to make paint a perfect picture instead of just going out there, whatever happens, and having fun as we do it. And I think me doing that, I've gotten a lot more creative. I'm enjoying the fight itself a lot more, and it's not. I guess it's not work. You know, it's more of like, again, back to just enjoying and remembering why I even started fighting in the first place, instead of just, all right, let's go out there, we got to do this, and that, and check this off, check that off. And instead of just, you know, going out there, having fun, training, kind of taking that approach when it comes to training. But once we can get in there, it's just go out there and have fun and play ball.
Correct me if I'm wrong. You started fighting just because you wanted to lose weight, right? Like you didn't want to, like you started training just because you wanted to lose weight. You didn't have aspirations to be a fighter.
Yeah, it was kind of like I was delivering pizzas, and I delivered to a house that was they were doing jiu-jitsu in the garage, and I kind of like, you know, they broke it down. It was very interesting. I knew it wasn't wrestling, but I also knew it wasn't you know, like boxing. I was like, what's going on? They're like, oh, it's jiu-jitsu. They broke it down. I checked out a gym in the area, and first, kind of like, again, I was out delivering pizzas. I was kind of heavy at the time. I was kind of like, all right, well, let's check it out. I would always I would always kind of like shadow box and kind of like do a lot of like me and my friends would always kind of slap box and play around with the boxing gloves, but nothing serious. So I always kind of have like some type of coordination and some type of movement. But then once I got in there, it was over. I started taking the kickboxing classes and the jiu-jitsu class, and I just got addicted. Within like probably 6 months, I was taking a kickboxing smoker.
Wow.
I lost that, but it was kind of like I just went out there and just did it. I took 6 months of training, I went out there and did it. We lost that. At the time, this was in Tampa, Florida, and then I moved to Boston, Mass, around 2009, and started training at Sitio Thong. And from there, it was the same thing. Just kept training, and then took my first amateur fight. Lost that one. Figured out what we had to do to fix the holes, and then just went on a tear. Before you know it, we kind of took over the local New England scene, and then we made our debut versus Roop in 2014.
If you're not delivering pizza to that house where the guys are doing jiu-jitsu in the garage, and you don't get exposed to that, and it never comes your way, what do you think you're doing now in your life?
I don't know, man. Hopefully not fat. You know, like hopefully, I don't know, man. Like, it been,
how big were you?
It was rough at that moment too. I wasn't too big. It was like I was like chubby. You know, I was like probably like 185, like just chubby. Like, yeah, it wasn't like fat, but it was like or huge like that. But I was a chubby guy, kind of like wanting to just kind of slim up and you know, and get in shape. And then it just took over, man. It's just like all I could do was watch fights, watch old martial art movies, watch jiu-jitsu tournaments, boxing fights. I would watch all the old UFC fights, and I was just kind of just jumped into it and just got overwhelmed with it and just never stopped and never looked back. And before you know it, we're fighting Jose Aldo in the main event.
It's crazy. What a story, man. That's
Yeah, like,
unbelievable.
yeah, and like, yeah, I'm sitting there like, all right, let's do this. And like, and again, like obviously I owe a lot to it, a lot of the guidance to Tyson, because like, like I said, I just got in and I just started trying things. There was no rhyme or reason to what I was doing. I was like, let me try this, let me try that, let me just do that, and then just figuring it out on the job, and it was working for a few, and then obviously once I got the guidance, it just took off, and I got the structure, and I understand, got to really understand what teamwork was, and kind of really got behind the mental side of the game, the nutrition side, the conditioning side, and then just putting together obviously techniques from blending obviously to MMA jiu-jitsu to wrestling, striking, and just trying to blend it. And I mean, I'm still kind of on the job learning and figuring it out. And, I got a solid team behind me, and we're in a good spot. I'm just happy I delivered that damn pizza.
Yeah, I bet. By the way, the not putting pressure on yourself part, who opened your eyes to that? Was it Tyson? Was it someone else? Like to just kind of let it go and have fun?
Yeah, I think it was after that Sansa fight. I was just in Vegas, and it was just my buddy Miguel was just like, listen, man, like you just feel like you look like you weren't having fun out there. Like you just kind of look like you're just, going in there and just trying to like do what you guys wrote on paper instead of going out there and actually, creating openings and creating knockouts and creating takedowns or whatever. You're just trying to like force things, or if it doesn't work out, like you're trying to stick to a plan. It was just like, it looked like you're not having fun. And it was like, kind of hit me like, damn, you're kind of right. And then from there, it was just, I don't know, it's like, I guess an attitude change or a mental shift, but I just figured it out and went out there and just approached training a little differently with that same kind of mindset of just, having fun and not making sure I'm not forcing things and trying to make everything perfect, and just whatever happens, and then just being cool with that outcome.
Well, it is clearly working, my friend. You are on a roll. You're beating some massive names. You're fighting a massive name on Saturday. Last thing for you, how do you envision the fight ending on Saturday night?
So I'm thinking, it's going to be a fun, rough first, I would say 2 minutes with this guy. It's going to be, it's going to be explosive. It's going to be quick. It's going to be up and down. I think I need to slow him down the first 2-3 minutes, and then, pick him apart and look for the finish in that third and fourth round. But again, that's easier said than done. Definitely want to push the pace. I want to, get in his face, let him know that, hey, I'm here. I'm going to be here, and it's going to be a long night. And hopefully, obviously making mistakes and capitalize on all of them.
Excited for it. Congrats on all your success as of late. It's been a lot of fun to see you turn into one of the top contenders at 135 pounds. I think you deserve a massive fight after this one. This is a massive fight, so I know you're not looking past Jose Aldo. Wish you all the best on Saturday, and thanks for coming on, Rob. I really appreciate it.
My man. Appreciate it, man. Thank you.
All right. There he is, Rob Font, joining us, one half of the headlining act on Saturday. Fun little UFC card, another Apex card. There are 3 events left, 2 fight nights, 1 pay-per-view. Co-main is an awesome one as well. Rafael Fiziev against Brad Riddell. Speaking of Australian combat sports, on fire as of late. You got Riddell on this card. You've got Jimmy Crute on this card. You have Jake Matthews on this card. Next week, Kai Kara France, who, of course, is part of CKB fighting. He is not from New Zealand. Excuse me, from Australia. He's from New Zealand. But, I kind of use CKB as a sister team of the Australian Volkanovski squad. In any event, this particular card has those 3 Australians fighting on it. Rafael Fiziev against Brad Riddell is an amazing fight. Now I'm starting to doubt myself. Is Brad Riddell not from Australia? I thought he was from Australia. Did I screw that up? Here I am trying to get all cute with my... Dun, 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 dun. Was he born in Australia? No? Born in New Zealand. Boy, I messed that one up. Why did I say that? He fought an Australian named John Wei Parr. Boy, oh boy. Okay, can we just like rewind the tape there for a second? Anyway, that's a great fight. That is a great fight. Brad Riddell. I'll tell you who is from Australia. Jimmy Crute, I definitely know is from Australia. And Jake Matthews, definitely from Australia. Maki Pitolo, Manel Cape. Mickey Gall returning. Louis Smolka. Prelims at 7 Eastern. Main card at 10 Eastern on ESPN and ESPN+. Rob Font versus Jose Aldo is a great fight with huge implications because, like you said, if they do in fact strip Aljamain Sterling, which I don't think they're going to, and I think they're going to try to, give him enough time as possible because they're going to do Israel Adesanya versus Robert Whittaker, who also, hails out of Australia. They're hoping to do it in February, and so that one is, all well and good. The next pay-per-view would be in March. That one isn't booked up yet, but there's no reason why they couldn't do that fight in April as well. What I'm trying to say is there doesn't seem to be any pressure at the moment to strip Sterling. They just had the interim title fight, so I think he's in the clear. And by the looks of his social media, it seems like he's all good and he's training and he doesn't have any setbacks that he's dealing with. And so I would think because of TJ's big win over Corey Sandhagen, because TJ versus Jose Aldo would be a massive number one contender fight, or TJ versus Rob Font, who is then coming off a win over Jose Aldo, would be a massive number one contender fight. I feel like these guys are fighting for a chance to fight TJ Dillashaw in a number one contender fight at 135 pounds. And look at these wins recently for Rob Font. Soft-spoken guy, doesn't puff his chest out a lot, but a win over Sergio Pettis, who, of course, is the Bellator bantamweight champion, Ricky Simone, Marlon Moraes, who he beat via TKO in the first round. Tremendous performance, won a performance of the night bonus for that one. And then Cody Garbrandt, unanimous decision back in May, and that was a fantastic 5-round victory. Went the distance, 25 minutes. First time in his career. No problems. Against a former champion at 135. Now, of course, Cody Garbrandt moving down to fight Kai Kara France next weekend on the pay-per-view, Kai Kara France of New Zealand. But Rob Font hasn't lost since July of 2018, since UFC 226. He's fought 4 times since then. Also has a win over Thomas Almeida, Matt Schnell. I'm looking forward to this fight very much. This guy's been through a lot. USADA pops him after the Garbrandt fight. He has to go through this whole process, appeals, shows the evidence, cleared of any wrongdoing, and now he doesn't get to take that fight against Petr Yan, which I think was probably a blessing to take a short notice fight against Petr Yan, as good as Yan has looked. Is a tall order, sits back, waits for the Aldo fight, gets the Aldo fight. Here we are. And I love the fact that there's all these, I don't know how this happened, but all these 135-pound fights happening in the span of a week is pretty damn fun. Like the fact that there's Sergio Pettis versus Kyoji Horiguchi, which is a fantastic Bellator bantamweight title fight. Pettis has looked very good since coming over to Bellator, winning the title recently over Juan Archuleta back in May. He's 3-0 in Bellator since moving over. Left the UFC on a victory against Tyson Nam. Fighting Kyoji Horiguchi, that's big time stuff. That's on Friday night. So there's not going to be any sort of head-to-head, which I like. And then Saturday, you get the UFC. In the midst of all of that, also on Saturday, you get Devin Haney, who's one of the best 135-pound boxers on the planet, who now people are saying could fight George Kambosos, who's going to join us later, the man who just defeated Teófimo López. He was like a plus 950 underdog going into that fight. So that's fun. And then you get Tank Davis on Sunday night, another 135-pounder in the world of boxing. One of the biggest stars over there. So I don't know how this happened, but it's fun. I like it. I ran through it quickly, but in case you missed it, Triad Combat, they had this team MMA versus team boxing gimmick. In the end, team MMA won 14-11. Rampage and Shannon Briggs were going back and forth all night. And it was kind of fun. There was a lot of... I could do without the music, if I'm being honest. I could do without it. I'm not the biggest Metallica fan, but even if it's any kind of musical act, I just want to watch the fights. I prefer, if you want to start the show off with a musical act, great. And then you do all the fights, and then you do music at the end. Okay, I can live with that. And it wasn't as much as some of the other ones in the past, but still, I don't need it. They probably paid Metallica more than any fighter on that card. I wonder how many tickets they sold just because of Metallica. That's a big stadium. Like, why does that event have to happen at a baseball stadium? Why couldn't it happen at they were in Arlington. Why couldn't it happen where the Mavs play? If the Mavs were, in town, why couldn't it happen where, some other local team plays in Texas? An arena where most fights happen, not baseball stadium. You're paying a ton of money for that. You're going to have to give away tickets. You're going to have empty seats. Just seems unnecessary. But I would say the action was fun. It was entertaining. I was worried about the clinching. I thought the clinching would lead to a lot of stalled action. In the end, the refs were actually kind of aggressive in terms of breaking them up. There was some worry that the MMA fighters would get smoked. They didn't. Matt Mitrione actually dropped Alexander Flores in the early portion of their fight, eventually lost via decision, but none of them got embarrassed. Yes, Kubrat Pulev defeated Frank Mir in the first round. I thought that was a big ask of Frank Mir. And then he revealed last week on the show that he kind of sought out Kubrat Pulev. Kubrat Pulev is a great boxer, like a boxer who's still very much in the mix. Just came off a fight against Anthony Joshua in his last fight. You're in the mix. So that was a tough test. But the gloves, I like them. What were they, 8 ounce, but MMA style. The fingers were free. The ring was pretty good. It wasn't too tight. It was just tight enough. Looked kind of cool on TV. I didn't hate it. Now, again, I don't know how many of those matchups you can make, but the MMA names felt bigger than the boxing names. Mike Perry fighting, he won. Albert Tumanov looked great. First time we see him in action in 2 years. He won. Derek Campos on the card. Matt Mitrione, Frank Mir. It wasn't bad. The problem with Triller seems to be that they spend a lot of money. You hope that they're not wasting money, because the more Trillers there are in the fight game, the better it is for the fighters, the more options they have. So you want them to stick around. I've talked about this ad nauseum. I don't understand why any fight fan would root for any promotion to fail. It's great for the fighters. Yes, it does thin things out a little bit, but it's great for the fighters. And you like to see the older guys get a payday. If everything's safe and above board, you like to see them get a payday. At least I do. So we'll talk to Rampage about his experience. Is he going to fight there in the future? Tyron Woodley was there. He was in the ring shadowboxing before the event, reached out to him. No deal or anything with those guys. It sounds like they're talking a little bit. He'd be a nice addition. There's some names out there, by the way, that they could pick up if they want to keep doing this sort of thing. Of course, there's Junior Dos Santos, Alistair Overeem out there. I mean, there are names available right now in the world of MMA. And it's easier to book boxers in these events because, look at the situation with Teófimo López and Kambosos. There, you have Lopez with Top Rank. He goes to a purse bid. It's taken over, pardon the pun, by Triller. Triller can't put it together. Matchroom takes it over. I love all that stuff. It's such a mess, but it's so much fun to follow and cover. Now all of a sudden Eddie Hearn is taking it over, who I enjoy watching the way in which he promotes. That's something we don't have in MMA. And so I would imagine the boxers have a little more freedom to do this sort of thing than the MMA fighters, where the contracts are a little more restrictive, or a lot more restrictive. But still, there could be room for 4 events a year, 3 events a year, that sort of thing. So later in the program, we'll talk to Rampage Jackson about his experience doing the event for Triller's Triad Combat. Really looking forward to talking to Kambosos Jr. What a story. What a fight. By the way, if you didn't watch that fight on Saturday, the Lopez fight, do yourself a favor and go watch it, even if you know who won. Which by now you know who won. First round was great. Dropped Lopez. 10th round, he gets dropped. I don't know what Lopez and his dad were talking about. They've turned into a little insufferable, to a degree. I mean, how could you claim 10-2? They were claiming 10-2. I thought there was a small chance. Now, New York isn't known to be the most corrupt of commissions, but I thought there was a small chance they were going to screw young George Kambosos. Thankfully, they didn't. Now he holds all the cards, and he gets to go back to Australia. That's wonderful. So if you didn't watch that, that was on DAZN on Saturday night. It was a lot of fun. Great fight. Amazing fight. There was also a great Showtime fight on Saturday as well. So something for everyone. We'll talk to Rampage. We'll talk to Kambosos. Jan Blachowicz is going to stop by. Remember, we had Anthony Smith, and if you're wondering why I'm just kind of talking here, it's because we're trying to locate Brandon Moreno, who I'm told is close to joining us. When you're the flyweight king, you can show up late. It's all good in the hood. Maybe I should have checked the text my phone. No. Oh, yeah. Should check. Got this new phone. What do you guys think? I got the iPhone 13. Do you like my case? It's pretty cool. Although they don't make a case with a battery pack on it, which I think is a little weird. But I got that MagSafe thing that you put here. It's a magnet and it charges it. But now I've got like a thing growing out of my phone. It's just like, what is this? Why can't you just make a case with the battery pack? Because I go through the battery in seconds.
I'm gonna need you to stick to the script.
I mean, isn't that annoying?
Yeah, a little bit.
Come on, guys. Just stop making things so freaking complicated. You change the plugs, you change this, you change the headphones, you change that. Why does it have to be so different all the time? How was your Thanksgiving? Frankie,
It was good.
Yeah? You celebrate Thanksgiving?
To the extent, like, I'll do the eating thing.
Yeah.
And I do the lounging around, thing. The football thing. Yeah, I guess I celebrated in all of its glory. Yeah.
Big Bills win on Thursday night. By the way, when I came into the studio today, Frank delivered some breaking news to me. Do you want to inform the world of this breaking news?
Yeah, sure. So Maynard James Keenan got his brown belt from the Gracie Jiu-Jitsu circuit.
Who's that? Cool. Maynard James?
Maynard James Keenan is the...
Why do you say his name so fast?
Because I've been saying it for so long. I think it just has become habitual. Hey, we have the next guest.
Wait, but who is he? You never told us who he was.
1 second.
He's the lead guy from Tool, I think it is. And so then I said, he looks like a Tool. But that was just a joke. Like, I don't know. I don't listen to Tool. I'm sorry. It's like Metallica. I don't listen to Tool. Congrats to the individual. Maynard James. Yeah, no one wants to tell me. Is it Maynard James Keenan? Oh, there you go. That's him. It doesn't look anything like the picture. He's born in 1964, so he's 57. He's an American vocalist. Maynard James Keenan got his brown belt. Mazel tov. By the way, happy Hanukkah to everyone out there celebrating. The second night is tonight. Also, some big news on Saturday. Ali Abdelaziz announced that Islam Makhachev and Beneil Dariush are going to be fighting. Speaking of fights that could be, number one contender fights, a lot of campaigning by Khabib to get his guy Islam a title shot right away. But it seems as though this is all but confirmed that Justin Gaethje will be next for the winner of Dustin Poirier versus Charles Oliveira, which happens on December 11th. And they make the right call. They don't skip over Beneil. Nice guy Beneil doesn't get skipped over. I like that very much. And they're going to fight in the supposed main event of a supposed card on February 26th. Must be nice to manage all the guys. And now you could start making these announcements on your own. It's good to be the king. So I like that. They got it right. Well done, UFC. Now, without further ado, let us go to the Zoom machine and say hello to our next guest. He is the current reigning and defending UFC flyweight champion. He's the one and only Brandon Moreno. Kind enough to join us. There he is. Brandon, what do you think this is? You become champion and all of a sudden you show up 15 minutes late? Not nice, Brandon. Not nice.
Man, sorry. To be honest with you, I finished my training, so that's why I'm a little bit late. But I'm here, happy to talk with you.
Yes. I'm happy to talk to you as well. And a lot has happened since we last spoke. I think you became UFC champion. That's a big deal. Could you tell us in the past almost 6 months, how has your life changed? I mean, obviously we know you show up late to things now, so that's one big thing that's changed because you weren't like that in the past. But has life changed dramatically for you since becoming champion?
Man, this great. Actually, last time we talked about this, everything changed with the first fight. But now, with the belt with me in my shoulders, all my life is different right now. Obviously, a lot of interviews, a lot of cameras, a lot of different busy times in my life. But I think right now I have the enough experience to take care of everything, because at the same time, when I need to do all the interviews and go with the cameras and that stuff, I need to stay in shape because I need to defend my title and I want to be the flyweight champ for too many times. So, yeah, man, it's hard right now to life, but at the same time, it's amazing.
When you were dreaming of life as champion, did your dreams like kind of feel and look like your life now, or has this exceeded your wildest expectations? Kind of the same. How would you describe it?
Oh, and maybe more, man. Maybe more because first of all, I have everything. I have my own house. I have my cars. I can pay the bills. I can take care of my family, of my 3 daughters, my wife, and that makes me feel so happy. And and more. I can. I have my first official family vacation after the fight. I went to Puerto Vallarta in Mexico.
Oh,
it was amazing. Very nice beach and everything. So no, I think the life is actually better than my thoughts.
And how do they treat you back home in Mexico? Big reception? Did they roll out the red carpet for you? What was it like?
Man, so my fight was June 12th, right?
Yeah.
So, man, that was Saturday. So next Monday, I went to Tijuana driving from San Diego to Tijuana. From Las Vegas to Tijuana. And that day, I had a huge party in the gym with all my training partners, my coaches, my friends. It was very nice. And yes, man, here in Tijuana is like, I have a new mural. It's amazing. Wow. Right now, I'm here in Tijuana to finish my training camp all December. I'll be here in Tijuana, and I saw the new mural is amazing. It's very, very nice. And it's crazy how the people tag me in some Instagram stories, in social media. They're like, hey, I'm here in the mural, and it's amazing. And that's very nice. So yeah, I'm a kind of local hero right now. To be honest with you, I miss to go to Costco and just go there and watch everything, and grab my groceries and everything. That is very nice, but it is what it is.
That's a good life. I mean, I saw you have over 1 million Instagram followers now. Everyone loves you. I even see you out there hobnobbing with Canelo Alvarez and Andy Ruiz. That must have been pretty cool. Was that your first time meeting Canelo?
Yes, it was my first time, and I just want to say that guy is amazing. He's a really good guy because a lot of people think he's a little bit like I don't know how you say in English, but no, like a bad guy, like not a good people, like bad intention. I don't know, but the guy is serious. Definitely, is a little bit serious, but he's very honest, and he has a really good vibe. With him and around him, the people around him is like very professional with really good vibes. Yes, Andy Ruiz, Oscar Valdez, amazing people. And I talk a little bit with him, with Canelo. He gives me some advices about about the success, about the glory, what happened when you have all this success, what happened with the people around you, and you need to be focused in the goal, and you need to be focused in your career, even with all the luxury around you. But man, now I know why the guy is the best in the world right now in boxing.
Who set that up for you? Like, how did you end up there with him?
the UFC get the information to talk with him, and
Nice.
we went there to San Diego. He has a really nice gym there, and we talked with him there.
That's amazing. I love that. It was great to see you out there with him. You had a big smile on your face. It was very nice to see.
Thank you.
I also see you're still with the Lego. You're still loving the Lego. You did recently the Friends Lego, right? I mean,
fuck. You know what? I mean, the room is bigger than the other one, but man, I'm starting to put a lot of Legos there, a lot of Lego sets. I'm starting to be full. I don't know, right now, my house, I'm so happy with my new house in Las Vegas, but I don't know, man, maybe 1 or 2 years, I will need a new one.
Just for the Lego, a separate house.
Or maybe another house just for my collection. You never know.
Wait, so do you live now in Las Vegas?
Yes, right now I live in Las Vegas. I'm trying to come too much to Tijuana to keep my training with my team in Entram here in Tijuana in the city. But at the same time, it's a little bit hard because my oldest daughter is going to the school there in Vegas, so she needs to go to the school, and now it's harder to come here and keep my training here. But I'm trying to keep a balance between my life in Vegas and my life here. Right now, I'll be in Tijuana all December. All December, I'll be here, to put a hard training camp in my gym in Entram.
What are you working on now in terms of your Lego? What are you building now?
I actually already finished a huge Lego set from Spider-Man, the Daily Bugle.
Oh, yeah.
Man, it's huge. Try to find it in internet. It's huge, like 4,000 pieces. I don't remember, to be honest. But it's amazing. A lot of minifigures.
Oh, geez.
And it's very nice. And I already finished it. It's in my house, but I forget to take a picture of them. Sorry.
And are they hooking you up with anything? Like, now you talk about it so much. I saw the picture of you with the bags and stuff. Like, is anyone taking you on a shopping spree?
No, man.
Come on.
Sad for that.
Nothing? No sponsorship? Nothing?
My manager talked with them, but they say they try to find kids because all my social media, all my followers are adults between 25 and 34, and so that's why I'm so sad for that. But it is what it is.
What about a Funko Pop doll?
Oh yes, actually Funko. Yes, they sent me a huge package of Funko Pops.
Yeah,
they Funko Pop. Amazing.
Nice.
Thank you so much. I love you.
But what about a Brandon Moreno Funko Pop?
Maybe soon. I need more people to send a message to them to say, hey, I need the Funko Pop of Brandon Moreno. When I went to Mexico City for my media tour there, somebody gave me an fan-made Funko Pop, and was very good, was pretty, was very real.
Wow. Well, they have a deal with the UFC. Like, I have a Daniel Cormier one somewhere. Like, I've seen them in the store, so it'd be easy to make.
Yes, I mean, they have a Daniel Cormier, John Jones, Conor McGregor, Chris Weidman, Jose Aldo, Ronda Rousey, BJ Penn. I forget. Yeah, but they have a lot. They have a lot. And Khabib.
Yeah, let's go. We need to make this happen for your next fight. If Jason needs help, if Jason House, your manager, needs help, tell him to call me, okay?
All right, baby. Thank you so much.
Now, speaking of your next fight, January 22nd, Anaheim, you versus Deiveson Figueiredo, number 3. I think some people, including myself, a little bit initially surprised that they went right back to the third fight. Were you surprised that they did this?
I mean, a little bit, but at the same time, not too much, because anybody was available in that moment, and I wanted to fight, right? So everybody was talking about Pantoja, and everybody was talking about Askarov. To be honest, I don't know what happened with those guys. I hear a little bit about Pantoja had an injury in his knee, and Askarov had another injury, I don't know where. But the first official offer from the UFC, from the company, was Deiveson Figueiredo, and I say yes in that moment. I never say no, nothing. Figueiredo was talking about me like, hey, he's running about the trilogy, he's running of me, and like, man, I'm not running from everybody. I mean, I'm just waiting for the offer of the UFC, and was Figueiredo, and I say yes. Obviously, I feel like I was very dominant in the last fight. But he's next again, and I don't care, man. Figueiredo is my best sponsor ever. I never had a better sponsor than Figueiredo. He's paying my house, he's paying my car, so we can do it again.
But it's been a year now of thinking of this guy, right? Dating back to last November, you take the fight, then you fight him in December, then you fight him in June.
Yeah.
Are you tired of thinking about him?
About Figueiredo? Yes, man. I'm tired to talk to think about him, because all these fake people around him, it's too much to me, man. Because I'm trying to be very, very real in my normal day. I'm trying to be very real with my people in social media. Just I'm trying to be very clear in my regular life. But this guy is like, sometimes I think like this guy don't believe in his words. When he talks, he's like, everything is the talk about lies and the fake people around him. It is what it is. I'm tired about that. But a fight is a fight, and I'm ready to fight against him again. And I'm taking my training camp very, very serious. I'm training very hard.
When you're talking about the people around them, are you referring to Walid Ismail?
Sorry?
When you talk about the people around him, the fake people around him, are you referring to Walid, his manager, who's always with him in the interviews?
You say that because everybody know what happened there, man. And it's funny because I don't need to say nothing. Everything is the same. When I say fake people, the first name the people say is Walid. I don't know, man. I don't know. You say it. Not me.
Any concern about the weight with him, that he doesn't make weight? It was very close last time. Are you worried about that?
Man. Last time, last minute he made weight. I was very, very scared because I was in my house. I'm sorry, in my room, in my hotel room. Drinking water, drinking everything. And I was watching the social media, and I was scared to lose the fight before the fight. So yeah, always the weight with him is a concern, but I need to make my own job. I need to make my weight and, just wait for him.
Because of your history with Pantoja, were you maybe secretly hoping that it would be him so that you can fight him again?
Yes, man. I think it's not a secret if Cody Garbrandt can win his fight against Kai Kara-France. Him can be a future possibility. But I think Pantoja deserves the opportunity too, and Askarov deserves the opportunity too. So the fight is between them, in my perception. But the last decision is of the company. So it's not my decision. I'm the champion, and I need to wait for the offer. So and my only job is just train so hard.
Yeah. Do you think Cody wins that fight next week? Do you think it's smart for him to go to 125?
Man, I think he need to win that fight. I'm watching, social media and everything, and he looks like he's training very, very hard and taking all of this very serious. And he need to take care of Kai Kara-France because he's real and he punched very, very hard. And if Kai Kara-France can win that fight, I think it's not a surprise for me.
Yeah, I agree with that as well. And that's next weekend, December 11th. By the way, do you hear of this young guy, Mohamed Mokaev, who was just signed to the UFC? He says he's going to be the youngest champion, 125er. A lot of people very high on him. 30-fight unbeaten streak. You know this guy from Dagestan?
Yes, man. He's amazing. 21 years, an amazing amateur record, like 23-0, something like that.
Yeah.
6-0 or 5-0 right now. That's very, very impressive. At the end of the day, I'm the champion. And if UFC push him a little bit, and with 2 or 3 fights, he gives him the opportunity for the title. The only thing I can do is just be ready for him, because it's the challenge I need to take care in my life. But man, I don't care. I don't care. I understand the guy. He looks like very confident, and I love that, because I think he has the correct mentality. But man, if you talk about mentality, man, fuck, man, my mentality is crazy. So I'm excited for that. So just the time can talk about him. I'm just need to do my job, and that's it.
Lately, you've been averaging a fight every 6 months, right? You went December, June, now January. Do you like waiting this long between fights, or in 2022, do you want to be a little more active?
Man, I really believe that things happen for one reason. I hate when I need to wait too much, and more because I don't have nothing. Like, I don't have any injury. I don't have nothing real. I was just waiting for the official fight, and the fight supposedly will happen in December. They move everything to January.
Yeah.
And so my last fight was in June. I don't like to wait too much, but the things happen for one reason, and you never know. Maybe I don't know nothing, and my body was so tired of everything. So maybe I needed to rest for my next fight. You never know. But yeah, man, I don't want to be that kind of champion who fight every single year. Maybe at least 2 in a year, at least. Mm-hmm. That sounds good. To be active in this.
Yeah, originally you were supposed to be December 11th, and then I think they added Leon Edwards versus Jorge Masvidal, so they moved you guys to January 22nd. That fight gets canceled. Now you're January 22nd. Were you annoyed? Would you have rather fight before the holidays?
Yes, man. It was like, oh my goodness. Okay, I prefer to fight in December, and it's amazing because 2 years ago I fought in December, in December 4 and December 11, I think so too. In last year, I don't remember, but yes, 2 weeks before Christmas is the perfect day to fight. And now it's my first time fighting in January. I need to make diet in Christmas and that stuff. That sounds like horrible, but I'm ready. I'm ready for the challenge. I don't know if Figueiredo is ready for that challenge, but I'm ready. I'm ready to do it. And that's it, man. I don't care. And now I'm fighting in Anaheim. You just need to cross the border, drive 2 hours, and you are in Anaheim. Tijuana to Anaheim, just 2 hours. So, and now the border is open. Last year, like 1.5 years, the border was closed for the pandemic. The U.S. government opened the border last November, so I know a lot of people from Tijuana will go to the Honda Center Arena to watch the fight. So that makes me feel amazing. I'm very happy too.
How do you feel about him training with Henry Cejudo and those guys in Arizona?
A lot of drama. a lot of drama. I mean, to be honest with you, that when I heard that about that the first time, I was a little bit sad and a little bit disappointment. But man, fake people, fake things. Definitely, he has his own version of the history. I have my own version of my history, and just the people can judge that. But now I don't care, man. Now I don't care if Henry Cejudo want to help Figueiredo to this trilogy. I think he needed, because he need to do something different for this fight, because last fight was horrible for him.
I spoke to them when the fight was announced, and Valid told this whole story about how you stayed at Henry's house and you backstabbed him and all this stuff. Is this true? What is your side of this story? You know what I'm talking about?
Oh yes, man. No, man. That part, everything is true, man. I was in the Henry's house. he helped me in the past a lot, man. Because I was in his house. He was paying the food. He gave me the training, everything, the experience. He helped me actually with my wife, with my first daughter. He helped me to bring them to Arizona to stay with them like 1 week, because in that moment I was like 2 months around that, like 1 or 3 months training with them in that moment. So imagine that, like 1 or 2 months far from my family. So he helped me with that too. And man, I'm very like grateful, with Henry for that. But man, the people know, and they saw all the other history, the other part, right? I went to the Ultimate Fighter. He take Pantoja and he say fuck Brandon, and I went to Benavides with Benavides team. And I need to be very clear with in that point, because the training with Benavides was amazing, was really, really good, very, very nice, because he gave me a new different techniques and another perspective of fighting. I want to be very clear in that point. And and Benavides was like very respectful with me, and he helped me a lot too, from this part, from the Ultimate Fighter and the future. And that's it, man. It was a sad part of my life, but we are here, right?
Mm-hmm. And you're getting to fight on the same card as your friend Francis Ngannou. You guys are buds. Heavyweight champ, flyweight champ.
I love Francis. I love Francis. He's a very nice guy. I'm excited to fight with him. I met him in Extreme, and yes, man, I believe I'm the real main event. It's my people. I mean, if I'm in Africa or I'm in Paris, I understand. But man, Anaheim, thousands of Mexicans. I don't want to say too much, but I really believe I'm the real main event.
I like that. I like that. I wish they put you and Nate Diaz on the card together, because it seemed like
man,
he was so nice to you.
We need an stadium. We need a stadium for that.
Yeah, but wasn't that cool? How cool he was to you in Arizona.
Man, he's amazing. He's a gangster. He's real, but he's a gangster. But like I said before, real recognize real. And, I was like very nice with him. Like, hey, man, thank you so much for the clothes, for represent and everything, because he sent me a package of clothes before I met him. And I went with him. I went with him in the press conference and say, hey, man, thank you so much. Amazing clothes. I really appreciate it. And maybe he saw that and he started to be really nice with me. So yes, man, he's a very nice guy. And imagine if UFC put Nate Diaz in Anaheim with me, man, we need a stadium to take care of all the people.
By the way, last thing before I let you go, most importantly, Brandon, I've seen you haven't tweeted since 2017 or something like that. Why are you anti-Twitter?
I hate Twitter. I love haters there.
Okay.
Man.
Instagram better?
Man. Instagram is nice, Twitter, a lot of hate there.
Yeah.
The people just put posts there to throw all his pain and suffering and hate. I don't like Twitter.
Okay. Well, we like you, Brandon. Congrats on the win. First time I talked to you since the win, so congratulations on the win. But good luck in the trilogy in January. Can't wait for it. You versus Figueiredo, number 3. Número 3. Número 3. Yeah, how did I mess that up? I can't wait for it, and I hope that you get that deal with the Funko Pop, with Lego, and all the good things in the world come to you, my friend.
Thank you so much, bro. Thank you so much for the good vibes, and maybe we can talk in the future after the fight.
I love it
with the belt in my shoulder again.
Yes. I've been trying to book you on the show since I came back in August, but your team said you're very, very busy. You have to come on this time and don't bother anymore. You're the champion.
Man, sorry, man. But
I got it.
Fucking life right now is very busy.
I get it. I'm appreciative.
Time, I need to spend time, with the media. I need to spend time with the training. I need to, the most important thing, I need to spend time with the family. So,
amen.
Right now the time is very limited, but we are here. We talk very nice.
It was very nice. Thank you. Muchas gracias. All the best to you. Happy holidays, my friend.
Happy holidays, brother. Have a nice day.
You too. There he is, Brandon Moreno, the assassin baby himself, who returns to action on January 22nd, Anaheim, California. Big-time fight against Deiveson Figueiredo. Remember when Deiveson and Walid Ismail were on the show around a month or so ago, maybe a little over a month and a half? Walid talked about how he stabbed Henry Cejudo in the back because he went and trained with Joseph Benavidez. Now he gave his side of the story. A lot of drama. As I said after they booked the fight, it's the biggest fight that they can make for the 125-pound title. Obviously, Pantoja was out there. Askarov was out there. Now you got Cody Garbrandt and Kai Kara-France fighting in a little over a week out there as well. Business picking up at 125, but I think given their history, given the draw, given the win back in June, given the rivalry, it's a great compliment to the heavyweight title fight happening on January 22nd. You have Francis Ngannou versus Cyril Gane, the two biggest guys fighting at the top, and then the two smallest guys fighting in the co-main event. Now, the light heavyweight title was on the line back in late October, pretty much a month ago in Abu Dhabi. Glover Teixeira, as you know, won the title that night, that afternoon here in America. Wanted to talk to Jan Blachowicz about the fight, about where he goes from here. He's kind enough to join us via the Magical Zoom, so let us not waste any time and say hello to the pride of Poland, Jan Blachowicz. Jan, thank you so much for the time. Appreciate it. Sorry we're a little late. You could blame that on Brandon Moreno. He was very late, so he pushed us back, so I apologize to you.
Okay, I'm okay. Don't worry. It's okay. Nothing happened.
Okay, all good. Great to talk to you as always. Thank you for doing this. So like I said, we're a month removed from the fight against Glover. How do you feel about, when you think about it, how do you feel about what happened in Abu Dhabi last month?
Everything goes wrong, I shouldn't fight that night, but what can I do? I can just, back to the training, back to the gym, train harder, and try to get the belt back, and that's it. I'm not going to be sad. I'm not going to be thinking about the fight because I don't want to waste my life about something like this. I think about the fight, why goes wrong, but I don't waste time to be sad, and, I will not hide under the bed and cry. Just, do a little bit break, was on, holidays, vacation, and now I'm back to the gym, back to the work, and that's it.
When you say I shouldn't have fought that night, what do you mean by that? Were you hurt?
No, I wasn't hurt. That was just bad day for me, I will lose, I think I will lose with anybody in that night.
Really?
It just, I don't want to explain, myself. It wasn't my night. That's it, and I think that's it, now I just have to, but sometimes I need something like this, Sometimes I think that I need to lose the fight. I need to do one step back to do two forward, When you look forward to my career, always be like this, So I believe this time, I learned something from this fight, and I'm just gonna be better fighter. Same like Thiago Santos and different opponents who beat me.
What did you learn from it?
Then I have to listen myself a little bit more, with some, and that's it.
When you say
sometimes I've got this weird feeling, and when I don't hear this feeling, something bad happened to me, and this time was the same,
When did you start to feel like you weren't yourself? Was it the day of the fight, the week before the fight? When did you start to feel?
When I thinking about the fight and about the camp, so this feeling was all the time with me. But I don't just, I don't listen to me. I don't want to, think about that. And this is the worst mistake, I think.
So it's interesting because, like, when you're in the locker room, are you starting to get worried? Are you starting to feel like, oh my gosh, I'm not myself? What is going on in your mind as you're warming up for your title fight, your title defense?
It was too late, I tried to think in good way that I, in good shape that I go there and do what I can do to win the fight, but I didn't. I do nothing, wasn't my night. That's it.
Did you consider pulling out?
Sorry?
Did you consider withdrawing from the fight before it happened?
What's happened?
No, did you consider canceling the fight?
We talk with coaches about the fight, what we have to change in the camp. So we've got a new plan for future, and I hope so everything will be okay, and we're back to the top again.
And have you been able to watch it?
Yeah, I watched this fight, but
what is it like?
Anyway, I don't like watch my fights. Even when I won the fight, I just watch the best moments. But I watch fights when I lose. But I did nothing in this fight. So just Glover was champion in this night, not me. I was, just meat for him.
You've had many highs and some lows in your MMA career. Would you say that was the lowest moment so far?
One of them for sure. But I lost a couple fights, but that hurts me a lot because I did nothing to I don't try to survive, and I give the belt for free, and that's this is the worst for me, But anyway, I still got a couple years to take it back, and this is my plan.
The finish. Do you think about the finish a lot? I think the reaction was of surprise that you tapped when you did. At that point, did you just want to be done with the fight?
No, I cannot breathe, so that's why I tap, If I can breathe, so I will not tap. I try to, do something, but I cannot. So that's why I'm tapping,
There was a big reaction. A lot of people are very happy for Glover because he's one of the good guys. He's older. It was his last chance. To see everyone so happy, but also you just lost and are feeling down. How did you feel about that?
No, I was sad, Normally, I was sad, angry, and that's it, That was hard, flying back to home. When you sit alone in the plane, you start thinking about everything about the life. So that was a bad moment for me, one of the worst in my life, but it was short also because, after one day, I think, okay, I don't want to waste my time for thinking about, to be sad and stuff like this. So we have to just, back to work.
And you recently went back to training, right? You took some time off.
Yeah, I start training. Yeah. Yeah. I just, 2-3 weeks off and I'm back to the gym. You see on my eye?
Yes.
Under my eye? Yeah.
Did you feel
I'm back to the gym?
You feel like you needed like a mental break, a physical mental break?
Yeah, always you need a break after the fight. Even if you won, or me, yeah, even if I won or lose the fight, I need a break, I need the break, I need to think what goes wrong, what was good, what was bad in the fight, in the camp. And when you rest a little bit, you've got power and you want to come back to the gym, And this time was the same, But always I do just a 2 weeks break. This time I do 3. This is one different.
I remember talking to you after you won the belt, and we talked a few times about the way people treat you differently when you become champion, especially at home. Do you find that people now treat you differently because you're no longer the champion at home?
Most people treat me the same, They believe that I will back and take the belt back. But yes, someone, say that, they treat me a little bit different, but most of fans, they are with me all the time, and I just want to say thanks for them for that support. It's important in this right now. So yeah, I'm okay. I don't feel that something changed a lot. I just want to train harder. I just want to go inside octagon and start feel happy inside the octagon. Start feel the power, the speed that I'm, just feel good inside octagon.
Is there anything you're going to do in your next training camp differently so that you can feel that way in the fight? What will
yes, we have meeting today with all coaches, with not every fighters, but maybe the best fighters in the gym with the owners. We've got meeting because something goes wrong, not only with me, but something goes wrong with in the gym. Yeah, so we have to do some changes, and we're gonna start in next week. In Monday, we're gonna start completely different. We start to train in maybe not completely different way, but we're gonna start something new.
Interesting. Like what?
Yeah, because we do something for 2 or 3 years. 3 years we train it the same way, and it was good. But now something's happened. It doesn't work again for us. So we have to do something change. If we don't do anything, we're not we're not gonna be the best gym in Poland more. But we went back on this level that we was 2 times the best gym in Poland. So now we're not gonna be, but in the next year we try to do this again, But we have to do some change.
Does this include like strength and conditioning and stuff like that? Not just the actual MMA training, but the whole package?
I think that we just have to change, the way of thinking about training, and we do the same for 2 years, and I think our body, just needs some changes. Our muscles, they need do something different, and we will see it's gonna be work or not. But we believe that everything will back on the good road again.
Prior to this fight, you fought Israel Adesanya, a big star, undefeated, moving up. Dominic Reyes, who was on a roll, just coming off the John Jones fight. Was there any part of you that was maybe not taking Glover as seriously as you should?
No, I took him serious. I have a lot of respect to him. And what is also the worst for me, because everything what he do in the fight, we trained it. We was ready for that. He was completely the same fighter what we expect. But I did it nothing. To stop him. But I've got a lot of respect to him. I know that he gonna be the best shape ever because the second title fight chance. So I know that he gonna be really good, and he was. He was much better than me in this night.
When do you want to return?
In March will be perfect for me. Now we go holidays, New Year, and after that, start training hard, very hard, and back in the March, end of the March.
Right after your fight, I had Anthony Smith on the show, and he said that the UFC talked to him about fighting you. But then I heard from Alexander Rakic that he said UFC talked to him about fighting you. Are you fighting either one of those guys?
I cannot tell you.
Okay. Do you have your next fight?
I cannot tell you, but I will not fight against Anthony Smith.
No. How come?
No.
How come not Anthony Smith?
Why not?
Yeah, why not?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't choose opponents.
Okay. Oh, you're just saying it's not Anthony Smith.
With opponents.
Okay, I thought maybe you didn't want to fight Anthony Smith. You're just saying he's not.
UFC never, asked me about Anthony Smith.
Okay. Did they ask you about Alexander Rakic?
Maybe.
Do you in a dream world? Do you like that fight for you as a return fight?
Yeah, it's good fight. It's good, strong, young fighter. So, all fighters in the UFC, top 10, top 5 is, they are amazing fighters, and pleasure for me to fight against all of them.
Battle.
For me, yeah. So Rakic it's good for the next fight, but we will see.
Do you have a preference? If it was up to you to fight anyone, who would you pick?
Rematch against Glover.
Yeah.
Rematch, but I don't deserve that. I have to prove that that I can fight against him again.
Who do you think wins, Glover or Jiří Procházka?
I don't know. Is Glover gonna be in the same shape like me? Maybe him. I will keep fingers for him because I would like to take belt from his hands.
Yeah.
And I hope so. He still will be. He's not gonna be on the retire when I get the second chance for the title.
Although if he retires and vacates the title, maybe there's a quicker path to getting back in there.
But I would like to take a belt from him,
Speaking of vacating, right?
Everyone who gonna have the belt, I will take it.
After the fight, I don't know if you saw, you were probably busy, but John Jones was taking some shots at you afterwards on Twitter. Did you see this, and how did you feel about it?
Sorry, but when you lose the fight, you don't check the internet from a couple of days, so I don't know what he say.
No one showed it to you.
Nobody showed it to me, but okay, I will. If he canceled that or not?
No, I think it's still. I think it's still up. He wrote. Do you want me to tell you, or do you not want to know?
Yeah, I will check it later.
All right.
And answer to him.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's still up. I checked last night, and it's still up from October 30th.
Okay, so I'll check and answer to him.
All right, fair enough. Speaking of Twitter, there's a great account, MMA History Today. Over the weekend, they posted that this weekend was the 10-year anniversary of your win in KSW over Sokaju to become the KSW light heavyweight champion. Did you remember that 10 years this weekend?
Yeah, of course I remember. And you know how was it? First of all, I lost the title with him.
Mm-hmm.
And after, after the fight, I won one fight, and then I take the rematch and won the fight. So I believe the same. Now his story gonna be on the highest level, and we're gonna do the same.
Did you remember that it was 10 years?
10 years? I don't remember that, but now I remember when you told me about this.
There you go. So there's
Great story for me.
There's like some relation to what you're going through now in your life. Inspiration.
Yeah, similar thing, 10 years later.
It's amazing.
Similar thing. So maybe after 10 years, we're going to talk about the same,
I also saw on Twitter over the weekend, I don't know if you saw this, there's a promotion in Poland where they do 5-on-5 MMA, 5 guys at the same time in the cage. You see this? 10 guys total.
I see something, but I don't watch it, so I cannot tell you anything, but I saw that something's happened.
What is up with that? That's weird, no? 10 guys at the same time, 5-on-5?
I saw on the street when many fights go,
That's
bigger
true.
fighters.
That's true.
Yeah, so.
Would you ever do something like that?
How they do this, in legal thing.
Would you ever take part in something like that?
Maybe yes, maybe no.
Is that big in Poland?
In future, how many? How if they, if they want me to fight like this, they have to pay also. 5 times more.
Yeah, that's true. That's a good point. It was crazy. 3 referees, 10 guys. Is that a big thing in Poland, or is that just like some?
No,
okay.
It's not yet. But maybe in future we will see. But now, not big thing.
Nothing like that. Okay, that's what I thought. Okay, so for you want to return in March. We'll see who it's against. Any more acting coming up for you, or are we taking a break from that?
I've got one proposition for next year.
Oh,
in the second part of next year. So, we will see what's gonna happen with that.
I even see on your Instagram doing a little modeling too. It looked like
modeling. No, it's just photo session for my brand for my partner what I work with, Paco Lorente. They got really great suits and stuff like this. So it was just normal photo shoot.
Okay, but it looked good. You did a good job.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
I try to do my best. If I work with somebody, I try to do best.
So despite the fact that things didn't go your way on that night, life is still okay. You're still happy. You're a husband. You're a father. You have a potential fight coming up, maybe some movies. It's not so bad. Could be worse.
It's not so bad. I'm okay. I'm okay. I've got new reason for life, in sport career. So I'm just, happy, enjoy my life. That was bad days after the fight, of course, but now it's okay.
And you're even going still in the water in the middle of the winter over there in Poland.
Yeah. Finally, the weather in Poland, it's almost winter, so
Jeez.
I start doing the ice bathing. Yeah.
How long in there?
It depends. You have to listen your body. Sometimes you stay in the water 20 minutes, sometimes just 5. If you're tired, you don't eat good, so your body is not strong, so you feel cold and don't good after 5 minutes. But sometimes you just you got good day and you can stay in the water 20 minutes.
20 minutes. What's your record?
18, something like this.
Wow. 18
minutes, but my brother do 25, something like this.
Jeez. Are you swimming around or are you just standing there?
I'm just standing, but I know people who swimming.
Wow. And are you going to get rid of the brace?
I tried to swim, but was that was just 2 meters,
Oh, geez. Do you go under? Do you put your head under too?
Sometimes, yes.
Oh my gosh. Are you gonna?
You have to try it.
No.
Believe me, if you start doing that,
no, I'm good.
You're gonna feel that you just. If I will, I'm do this 8 years, something like 8-9 years. I start doing this, and if I will not start doing this, I think I will be on retired right now.
Wow.
With injuries and stuff like this,
Okay, that's a good endorsement.
This help you with recovery, with injuries, with blood pressure. Your skin looks better. You sleep better. I don't catch any flu from 8 years.
Wow. Okay. We should all probably do that. What about the bracelet? Are you going to get rid of it now?
Free, so it's
I know. I get it. I just don't have that kind of courage. Are you going to get rid of the bracelet now?
Now I don't have it, but I've got it in my room,
You still believe in it, even though it didn't go your way?
Yes, of course, of course.
Okay.
That wasn't, the bracelet fall. That was my fault.
I like that. I like the way you think, Jan. Well, I wish
you've got a good car and you don't have fuel inside the car, you can do nothing. You cannot, because car was bad, No, you don't put gas that was your fault because you forget about fuel,
Right.
Something like this.
No, I like that. Jan, you're a class act. You've handled the loss in the best way possible. I appreciate you coming on to talk about it, my friend. Thank you so much. And I'm looking forward to seeing you back in there.
Thank you. Thank you for the invitation, for talking, and see you soon. I hope so.
Yes, always. Happy holidays to your family.
Thank you. You too.
All right. There he is, Jan Blachowicz, looking to return in March. Wish him the best, of course. Is it going to be Alexander Rakic? We shall find out. Sounds like it's a possibility. It doesn't sound like it's going to be Anthony Smith. Remember, on the Monday after the fight, we were talking about Anthony Smith. Anthony Smith was on the show. He was talking about fighting. He said he was approached either the night of, the next day. He was on that bus going to the Monday Night Football game. But it doesn't sound like that's a thing. The Rakic fight would make a lot of sense. Rakic seems to be really close to a title shot. If he beats Rakic, he's right back in the mix. And if Yuri wins, then everything changes. A lot of great Eastern European fighters in that light heavyweight division. Yuri Prochaska, Alexander Rakic, Jan Blachowicz. So appreciate him stopping by. I don't know if any of you saw that 5-on-5 clip. I tweeted about it, I think, Saturday morning. That was crazy stuff. 5-on-5 in a pretty large ring cage. And it seemed legit. It didn't seem like a work. It was complete madness. It was like if there was a Survivor Series match, but, the referee just said to hell with it, and they all went in there battle royal style, but a legit fight, punching each other, 3 referees. It was total madness. I don't think that'll ever catch on, but it was quite the clip, and it went viral. Now, speaking of the light heavyweight division, we go from one former champion to another. This particular former champion was very much in the news over the past week. He was all over the place at Triad Combat in Arlington, Texas. He was the captain of Team MMA, who ended up being victorious. They won 14-11 over Team Boxing, led by the great Shannon Briggs, and he's a longtime friend of the program. Great to have, as always, on the show, the one and only Quinton Rampage Jackson, my old friend. There he is. Rampage, how are you?
I'm good. How you doing?
This is a nice background. Where are you right now?
That's a green screen.
Oh. I was like, this looks really real. Sometimes the green screen doesn't look real. Yours looks really real.
I know. It's nice, huh? I like it.
It is nice. Sort of like...
What you trying to say? I can't be in a nice place, though? Why are you so surprised, though?
I mean... It looks like you're in France. It looks like you're in France. What background did you choose? It looks like a little European in the back over there.
I don't know. I chose the nice one.
Yes.
I don't know where is that. It's like you shocked that I could be in a nice place.
Come on.
I've done well for myself over the years.
You have.
I could be in a nice place that I wanted to be.
Okay. I'm sorry for the insinuation. By the way, apologies for the mix-up. You were, I think, 2 hours early to the interview. You asked me. I got nervous that you weren't going to show up. So, I mean, technically it wasn't my fault because it was in the text. but you were telling me it was my fault.
Right. Yeah, I give you that. I told you it was your fault until I look back at the text. So I do apologize when I'm wrong, though.
Okay.
You can say that about me.
Rampage, we have a lot to talk about, but I want to ask you about your beard because I've been noticing that you've been talking a lot about your beard in your social media. What is it, the Beard Struggle or something? What is that company you keep talking about?
Yeah, the Beard Struggle. You know, they hooked me up. You know, I was asking about growing my beard, and I came across the Beard Struggle, and I started using their products, right? And when I started using their products, I noticed I was getting more attention from the ladies. My dogs started loving me more. It smells really good. It makes your beard soft because my beard is kind of like Velcro. If you ever feel it, it's kind of rough. I didn't put any product in my face today, and I'm feeling it's kind of rough. But when I use the Beard Struggle, I put the stuff in, and I brush it out, and it's cool. Now they got this like heated brush, and they kind of turned me into a little pretty boy. I've been dressing better than everything because I feel more confidence with my beard. You should use it, bro, because your beard needs some help.
Come on, man. I was going to say, I would love to touch your beard and see if it feels like Velcro.
No. No men can touch the beard. You touch your own beard.
Well, it sounds like, I mean, Velcro, that's a great way of describing it. You look great. I have to say, you looked fantastic. You look 1,000 times better than Shannon Briggs on Saturday. That was a nice jacket. Who picked that out for you? You were looking very sophisticated.
You don't think I know how to dress? I'm from Memphis.
Come on.
You know how to dress where I'm
I never
from.
seen you wear a jacket like that.
I can't live in a nice place. I can't dress. What the fuck?
It was nice. It was a little tweed action over there. You didn't take it off like you were too. It was cool because like you were on TV, but it was like, listen, this is just a pit stop to where I'm going later in the night. It felt like you were like a businessman, right? You didn't take the jacket off. You couldn't be bothered.
I took the jacket off for Frank Mir's fight because you know, they wanted me to walk out with him and everything. That was, you know, so I took it off. I took it off for that because it started getting hot and I was getting nervous for everybody. Frank Mir's fight was the only fight that I was super nervous about because you know, the guy just fought Anthony Joshua, and we all knew that Frank Mir was injured, but we didn't say anything. So I was sweating for Frank's fight, so I took the jacket off.
Okay. How did you link up with these guys, the Triller guys? How did this all come about for you?
This came about, you know, me and Shannon been going back and forth, and we did a show where we did a boxing match and then later a MMA match, and we was going to put boxers versus MMA guys, like where boxers, you know, the same two guys fight a boxing match, then like maybe a month or two later or whatever, we all did an MMA fight, and it was going to be the first of its kind. So Shannon talked to Triller, and he since we couldn't promote the fight ourselves, Triller liked the idea, and so they put it in the Triad, and they had Shannon and I be team captains. And so seems like maybe in March, what they're talking about is having Shannon and I fight in the Triad in March. And, you know, I'm game. I'll fight. I think that was a great concept. So I'm okay. I'll try this. I'll fight it.
Okay, that's interesting. Your background's great, by the way, but the Wi-Fi not so great. It was a little cutting out there, so I couldn't get everything that you were saying. But I think I did my best.
I'm cutting out?
Yeah, you were cutting out, yeah.
You think it's the headphones, or what you think it is?
No, I think it's the Wi-Fi. It's a little choppy there. It might be...
Yeah, I just moved into this new place.
Yeah. Where, in Paris? Next to the Eiffel Tower?
Yeah. That's fucked up.
But...
Oh, you got jokes today. See, I've been really nice to you. I had shit about you, and you going in on me. I've been real nice to you today.
Yeah, I've been nice. It's nice.
Professional, nice.
You were on that. Now you're cutting out again. You still there?
Would you like for me to change to stronger Wi-Fi? I'm still here.
Oh yeah, you have stronger Wi-Fi. That would be great.
Yeah, but I'm gonna have to go off the screen to.
No, it's good. I think it's worth it because I want to hear. I want to hear. Wi-Fi. Yeah, do that because it's really hard. It's really hard. All right. Oh, now
That's what she said. Hold on, I'll be right back.
Okay, we're gonna reconnect with Rampage. God, I love that guy. I mean, how can you not love Rampage? Mr. Jackson, part of that Triad combat. So when he was on the show, he was on the first show that we had back. He was on the return show, our first episode back in August, and he hinted that he would be fighting Shannon Briggs maybe in December. Well, it's November 29. I doubt they're fighting next month in the next 30 or so days. But now it sounds like perhaps they'll fight in the Triangle in March. That'll be interesting. I don't know if they're either fighting super heavyweight or heavyweight. I'm not sure. But it would still be interesting. I would love to see it. Shannon Briggs, of course, a legend at the game. And like I said, I feel like they might be onto something. Not something that you can do every month, because it's going to be hard to find appropriate boxers / MMA fighters to come together and agree to this. But, once every 3 to 4.
Is that better?
Oh, let's see. Oh, I think this might be better. It's crisper. Now, how come you didn't go with the stronger Wi-Fi from the beginning?
Because I didn't notice the difference. My iPad didn't pick up that Wi-Fi. Normally it should pick up that Wi-Fi better, but this is the 5G Wi-Fi. I'm not very tech savvy.
You seem tech savvy.
I'm not that tech savvy. I love technology, but I hate it at the same time.
Well, this is much better. Thank you for doing that. I think it was worth it. I was noting that you have been very nice to me. You were on some little show back in August. You were talking smack, but I chose to ignore that. You were talking.
What'd I say?
You were talking. I mean, these guys were talking smack about me, and you're like, I like Ariel, but blah, blah, blah. You know what I'm talking about, right? Caused the whole war.
I keep it real. I like you, but I'm still kind of sour that you broke me up. I bring this up every time. You broke me up. I had a good girlfriend.
Yes.
We were together for 4 years. She did everything I liked sexually. Everything.
Right.
Everything. That's a good girlfriend. She did everything I liked sexually.
Right.
We had some awesome sex. And then you asked me some questions. It ain't your fault, but you asked me some questions that end up costing me millions of dollars in lawsuit. So,
but you said it's all my fault. You said it's all my fault.
It's not. It's honestly, it's not your fault. But you be asking some questions that gets me fucked up. So let's put it that way.
But we're cool now.
No, well, you just made fun of me. I ain't said shit to you.
No, because that show led to a whole big thing. I don't know if you know about this. Right. And the whole big thing, they were talking about, I only got the job because they turned, you know what I'm talking about, right? 10-7, Helwani. I mean, it was just it was a bloody massacre. You heard about this, right?
No.
But you're on my side, right?
Who's the other person?
Brendan.
I'm on Brendan's side.
Come on, man. What are you talking about? He picked you up in a Prius.
Yeah, I heard you guys. I heard you, he did get me a fucking Prius, didn't he? Dude, listen, this is something I didn't say. On the way back, he got me a SUV, but the fucking shocks was out in the back of the fucking SUV, and it was a bumpy ass ride all the way home. I was bouncing up and hitting the ceiling.
I would never do that to you.
But you never sent for no car for me. You never sent no car.
We had matzo ball soup together. I took you on a date. Pecan pie up in this. Every Thanksgiving people send me that clip. You know that clip?
Why you gotta call it a date?
Come on.
Are you let's be honest. Let's be real. Come on. Are you kind of like sus? It's 2022 almost. You can be honest about it. Are you sus?
I don't know what that means. Are you asking, what are you asking? I'm married happily. Is that what you're referring to?
I've heard of people having two lifestyles.
Stop.
Put it out there.
Okay.
I'm not going to judge you, Ariel. I'm not going to judge you. I don't care. You know what I'm saying? I don't care. I don't care either way. Honestly, I don't judge people for what they do behind closed doors. But you say a lot of sus things, and I just want to know if one of my friends sus or not. So I know if.
Wait, so we're friends?
Share a locker room. I know, but still, if we ever have to share a locker room, I just want to make sure that you ain't no Peter Gazer.
I don't know what that means. But that clip that you had where they got pecan pie up in this?
I love pecan pie.
Did you have any on Thanksgiving?
No, I didn't have. I went to a Brazilian barbecue restaurant.
Come on. Brazilian barbecue?
I was working in Dallas.
Well, you can't get turkey there?
Listen, baby, I sacrificed my Thanksgiving.
Oh, yeah.
You can't see this belt because of the green screen, huh? Yeah, you can't see the belt. The green screen fucking up the belt. Fuck you, green screen. Fuck you. I don't like this green screen now.
There it is. There it is.
MMA is on the map now. Everybody knows that we the best fighters in the world now. Everybody knows that now.
Respect, yes.
Respect.
And it was nice to see you and Matt Mitrione together. I mean, there was a lot of nice reunions, right?
Yeah. I've always liked Mitrione. Him and Brendan was the only two guys I could think of on our team that I really got along with. Me and Daryl Schonauer, we was really cool at first until we was cool at first.
Yeah.
But Matt Mitrione, me and him, we always been cool.
When's the last time you talked to Daryl?
It's been years.
Okay. When you were on my show in August, my return show, meant a lot that you would come on the first episode. It really did. You told me that there was a chance you were going to fight Shannon in December.
Oh, yeah.
What happened?
We was looking at December, and that's what Shannon, I let Shannon, I let him take the lead because he was going to promote the fight. MMA guys, we don't know anything about promoting our own organizations, and boxers do. So he said, yeah, he had some investors that was interested in everything, but I don't know. You know how rich people are. They're really smart with their money, and I think they foresaw this inflation and all this stuff coming, and I think they wanted to see what was going to happen. So from what I hear, so I think the investors that was really excited about putting on the fight, I think they kind of backed out just to see what the inflation and stuff was going to do or something. I don't know, and so there was no fight in December. So Shannon talked to Triller. Here we go.
I've been doing the show a long time. I've heard a lot of fakakta reasons for fights not happening. Inflation is the first time I've ever heard inflation used as an excuse for a fight not happening. Bro. What the hell are you talking about, man? What are you talking about?
Man, here you go. Here you go again. You don't believe in inflation?
I don't believe inflation was the reason for the fight being canceled or not happening in December.
God damn. Hey, you gonna believe in inflation when it start when people around you start charging you money for the oxygen you breathe with that big ass nose? Fuck you. Trying to talk I'm just telling you what I think happened. That we had some investors that was interested, and then they said they wanted to wait and see what happened, and they pulled out.
Okay, all right. So
see, I don't pull out of nothing. That's why I got 4 kids. With my money, I wouldn't pull out.
Hey, speaking of those kids, how about your son making his amateur debut, winning, right? Just a couple of weeks ago.
Oh yeah, I'm so proud of that boy. He made me really proud because he had a real tough fight. And I told him when I heard about the fight, I told him, "Man, I don't want you fighting this kid because I want you to have a debut against somebody who wrestles, who's also having a debut." And the kid that he fought had just mauled somebody in October, a couple of weeks before he fought my son. And my son said, "I don't care. I just want to go out there and fight." And my son went out there. He got put in the deep guillotine in the first round. Man, I thought he was about to tap. He said he was about to tap too, and he fought his way out of it. Showed me he had heart. And he came back and got a referee stoppage in the 3rd round. So proud of that kid.
Wow. And how nervous were you? Were you, I can't imagine what that must have been like.
Man, I was sweating bullets, shitting bricks, man. I was nervous. And, cornering your son is something totally different. My first time experiencing something like that. I'm not a coach. He's coached by the great Antonio and McKee, and he trains with AJ McKee and Baby Slice and all those guys over there at Body Shop. He has a great coach. So, but Antonio couldn't coach him because that was his show. He couldn't have anything to do with it. He had to be neutral. So I had to be in his corner and stuff. And he listens to me. He did what I told him to do for the most part, but he has a long way to go. So I want to keep him amateur for maybe 9 more fights or more.
Oh wow, okay. And but he's going to go for this. He wants to make a career out of this.
That's what he wants to do.
Wow. Do you talk to Anderson Silva about this? Because his sons are fighting as well.
I just did a movie with Anderson Silva, and he met my son. My son was on set and was on the movie and stuff too. And he didn't even tell me his son was fighting.
Oh, his son's good?
Know. Yeah.
He does kickboxing.
What? Oh, how old is his son?
I think early 20s. Khalil. I
Yeah.
follow him on Instagram. This kid is ripped. He looks really good.
Yeah, what weight class is he?
He's smaller than his dad. I don't know exactly what weight class. Maybe in York Ric.
Yeah, my son is fighting at 170 right now.
170, okay.
Well, you know what? That'd be cool if we can get some some MMA fighters and have their sons fight each other later on down the line. That'd be cool.
Well, I wasn't trying to book a fight between them. I was just looking for some.
No, I'm not trying to book a fight between them either. I'm just saying that'd be cool. I didn't know. His son was fighting. I heard Vanderlei's son was fighting, and my son said that he would like to fuck up Vanderlei's son one day.
Oh, damn.
He did say that.
Really?
Yeah. Marvin Eastman got a son that's fighting, but he's been training stuff for a while. Marvin Eastman's son is a beast. I won't put my son against him.
Man,
no time soon.
How old are we getting, right? That now all the sons of the fights, like you Vanderlei, you Marvin Eastman. I feel like we're getting really old now. The sons are fighting.
Yeah, man. That's what happens, man. Father Time is undefeated. You just got to be on his side, I guess.
So you're officially done with MMA, right?
No, I never said that.
That's what I saw these articles. Everyone said you're done with MMA. You're going to turn to boxing.
I never said that shit.
Crazy. They were quoting you.
I'm not. No, they're not quoting me. I never said I was done with MMA. People misquote. Can I sue them for that? I need $1 million back.
That's called because I took the money from you, right?
Yeah, I need. Yeah, you took like you cost me like $3 million.
Come on, it keeps going up every time. The number keeps going up.
Yeah, because
inflation,
lawyer fees,
right, and inflation.
Yeah, that money, it ain't the same. I should shoot for $5 because it ain't the same money no more.
Right, that's true. But okay, so you're not done with MMA?
No, I never said that.
So what is your status within MMA?
I'm single.
Ready to mingle.
I'm single. I'm ready to mingle. I always wanted to do a boxing match, and I want to get that out the way before I retire. Shit, if Congo can still fight his old ass, I still got a couple more years in me. I just got stem cells. All I got to do is get back on track, get my body back together, and it's coming. Can you see it? Green screen won't take it. It's coming. I'm getting back in shape, y'all.
Look at that.
It's disappearing though.
Yeah, no, I see
it's coming.
What are we at right now?
It's coming. Fuck you. I don't be asking me no personal fucking questions. It ain't none of your fucking business where we at.
You're literally.
I'm
great.
Fuck, but don't you be asking me no fucking personal questions. Don't ask me where we at. Motherfucker, I just showed you I showed you the fucking gun show. Be happy with that. Don't be going all into my personal business.
I think you look great.
No fight coming up. Well, thank you.
Well, you do have a fight coming up. You said March, Shannon Briggs.
Oh, that's coming up, huh? Yeah, they talking about it. It ain't signed yet.
Okay. Though. And will it be boxing or will it be this, the type of fighting we saw on Saturday?
I think it'd be the Triad shit, though, to be honest.
How do you feel about that?
I think it's entertaining. It's going to be hard. It's going to be a new challenge. I think it's very entertaining. I think that if they keep going with the rate they're going and do things right, I think it'll be around for a while because evidently it seemed like every MMA guy was happy with their pay. I didn't talk to any boxers guys, but they was really happy with the way they got paid. They got paid a lot of good money. Frank Mir said he made more money that one fight than he did in UFC.
The Brock Lesnar, yeah, he said on my show.
Oh, he said that? Frank Mir was really happy about his pay.
Well, I think you said this. You said, if I'm Bellator or UFC, I should be worried right now, right? Did you say that?
I did say that. I think Bellator and UFC should be worried because there's two things. I don't want people to take it out of text. You know what I'm saying? I don't think that this will ever replace MMA because MMA still has its place. Like, we're the best fight in the world. You know what I'm saying? And we proved that this weekend. But some of the MMA fighters that are not happy with their pay or their contracts, how you going to keep them in a contract when they can come over to the Triad where they know MMA was once dominant and probably make double or triple the money they was making in UFC or Bellator, especially if they have like a little following, a little name, they can sell tickets. That's what I was talking about.
Yeah. Here's my worry. They spend a lot of money on like Metallica and things like that. I'd rather that money go to the fighters and not, waste them.
Well, the money going to the fight, those guys got they have deep pockets over there.
Do? All right.
Yeah, they ain't worried about that because you know what? It was good that they did with the Metallica. I was talking to some fans that's up there. Some of the fans, they kind of knew my name, they kind of knew who I was, but they wasn't fight fans. They were Metallica fans, but they knew who I was, right? And they was talking to me, and they was like, "We didn't even really know there was a fight going on this night, but now they said they're a fan." So it was smart they did. So they turned some Metallica fans into fighting fans.
Oh,
so.
Wow.
Some of those fans weren't even MMA fans, so they don't even really know about MMA this stuff that much. They was talking about the Triad. What's this? They're fans now.
Are you?
I think it was ingenious.
Are you a big Metallica fan?
No.
Doesn't seem like your type of music.
No, I've heard some of the songs that they played before. I've heard some of the songs, like maybe in movies or something, but no, I'm not a fan of Metallica. But that don't mean I didn't like them.
Sure.
But I thought what Triller did was genius. They had two different fans. They had Nick Cannon there. They had Fat Joe. They had Eric B up there. You know, they had like a mixture of people that, and everybody that brought fans to check out. One thing, they had boxing fans on one side, MMA fans on one side. They had a bunch of ring girls, and the ring girls was doing something over to the right. I didn't see the pay-per-view because I was there, so I'm sure they probably showed what the ring girls, they were doing dance routines or something. They had a bunch of dudes all around them. That's probably where I would have been if I was a fan. I'd be hanging around the ring girls.
A couple of times they cut to you and you were dancing up there.
I was happy we was winning. Listen, the first fight, help me out with the names, because you know I'm bad with names, but Jacob Thrall, that's his name?
Yeah.
I think he won that fight, okay? And then I've been hearing from a lot of different sources. I was too close to the fight, but I heard people thought Matt Matron won because this is the judges' first time. You can't really fault the judges, but Matt Matron, he used the rules to his advantage. First, they kept stopping him because they told the referee that you can't grab the tape, but they got to change that because you need to grab the wrist.
Right.
They were trying to say, no, you got to grab the forearm. They kept stopping. You got to grab the wrist. So there was a couple of discrepancies. That's the way, right?
Close enough.
That we need. Yeah, thank you. That we need to work on, and I think that it's going to involve in something very beautiful if they can get the judging and the referees and everybody on the same page.
Well, I think it was a great night for MMA, especially since in these mixed fights here, MMA has been, other than Anderson, MMA keeps losing. So I thought it was great. MMA had a victory over boxing, especially when you count, some of the names involved. There were a lot of, Kubrat Pulev is a legit name and I know he won in the main event, but I think most people thought the boxers would, smoke the MMA fighters. So I would imagine it was all because you were coaching the guys, you were giving them pep talks and stuff.
No, I was
trying to give you credit.
Had nothing. You know me, I keep it real. I don't deserve any of the credit. Those guys already trained for their fight. Me and Frank Mir and Jacob Thrall, we worked on some stuff, and the girl Alexa, she came. I can't remember Alexa Cope. I think that's her name. Mm-hmm. We worked on some stuff. We trained one day. Frank Mir was showing a lot of stuff, but I can't take no credit. Those guys put in all the work. I was just like the team captain, and me becoming team captain was something that they threw in, last minute. I only knew about that like a week and a half or so before the show, wow. And I talked to everybody, and I told everybody that, I try to give them like a little, little motivation. I just told them like we were doing this for MMA to get, boxers to respect MMA, and I had confidence in them, but I didn't know any of those boxers, and a lot of those fighters I didn't know what they I didn't know much about them, but all of them came to fight, and I'm really proud of Platinum Mike Perry because he came already all the way back. He got dropped and he came all the way back. It was a really close fight. I'm surprised with the judging that they gave it to him, and I think that was the main reason why Matt Matron kind of got the bad decision, because I think some people complained that Matt Perry, because I know Shannon the Cannon was complaining that that Platinum won, and he was thinking that the other guy, that his opponent won, and so I think that's kind of why Matt Matron got screwed over.
I feel like you and Shannon are actually friends. Like, you guys are too funny together. Like, the chemistry is off the charts.
I think a lot of people think that because I do like to laugh. Like, if he says something funny, I'm going to laugh. And I never met another fighter that can they can go back and forth with me with like making fun of each other and stuff like that. Is is he an asshole? Yes. Is he annoying? Yes. Do I hate the guy? No. But we're not friends. I think he has a big mouth, and I want to shut him up. But this is a first for me. Somebody that can actually talk shit and funny with it. But the guy's annoying. He says, "Let's go champ," way too fucking much. I don't know how his wife put up with it, or his kids, or anybody that lives with him. How do they do it?
Well, I like the fact that you're doing movies again. This is great news.
Yeah, I've been doing movies.
What's the movie called that you just did with Anderson?
I did a movie called Lord of the Streets, and the movie went so well. And Anderson is a great actor. I'm so surprised that Anderson could even act. To be honest, no disrespect to Anderson, I was just surprised he could act. And the movie itself went so well that they wanted to do a sequel.
Damn, is it like one of those like straight to DVD like blockbuster sequels or?
No, it's not straight to DVD anymore. It's straight to streaming, like QB or something, whatever channel that Fox bought, whatever streaming platform that Fox bought. It's a lot more money in making movies to go straight to streaming platforms and versus going to theaters. I'm not gonna lie, it wasn't a huge budget movie. It's a low budget movie, and the movie under $3 million is considered a low budget movie. And I'm not above doing low budget movies, especially something fun. I got to be a crime boss. I got to kill people and stuff like that. That's just fun for me.
I think that you could go and do like comedy, like nothing to do with fighting. I think you can, like you could be Jamie Foxx-esque or like Kevin Hart-esque. Like you don't need to be associated with any type of fighting movies. You're that good.
I know I could do it as well, but those opportunities not knocking at my door, right? So
why do you think that is?
Well, I don't know if I say this if I get sued by the UFC. So.
Oh.
But
real? You think so?
All I can say is after I did the A-Team, some organizations made it really hard for me to do other movies. Just put that out there.
Yeah, I got you.
That's all I can put out there.
I feel you. Damn.
I signed.
Even now,
I can say I signed with one of the biggest agencies in Hollywood, and they didn't do shit for me, and I felt like it was on purpose.
Ugh. That depresses me, man.
Actually, I know it was on purpose because now they own the UFC.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
After all these years.
Yeah, that's why at the A-Team you didn't see me in nothing else big.
I know.
And then it was just a lot of things left a bad taste in my mouth. I'm walking up to the UFC, get ready to fight, and I got a big Reebok contract, and then the UFC like, oh, we don't know Reebok, you can't have Reebok. Then next thing you know, the UFC got a big Reebok contract, and then I'm like, man, what the fuck? Now where's Reebok and the UFC? Where their relationship at now? Both of them fucking shady on that deal. You know what I'm saying? That left a bad taste in my mouth, and that's why I left the UFC. And then the UFC told everybody that I retired, so everybody think I retired. And I went to Bellator, and most of the fans that didn't decide to follow me on social media or whatever actually thought I retired. Whenever I walked down the street or somewhere, whenever I went somewhere, people came up to me and like, man, I wish you hadn't retired. I'm like, man, I just fought a couple of months ago. They were like, where you fought? I told them Bellator. I'm like, no, and they had no idea. Most of the fans that mainly watch UFC thought I retired. That's the narrative that they pushed, and they knew that I wasn't going to fight for them as long as they had their Reebok contract. Because I was talked about that. If Dana would have fucking gave me some money, like, hey, Rampage, I'm sorry I took this Reebok deal from you, huh? Here's a check. I want to say shit, but he didn't do that.
What if they reach out to you to be in the Hall of Fame? Would you accept it?
No, fuck them.
Why?
I don't fight for no Hall of Fame. I don't fight for fame. What you get for being in the Hall of Fame?
No, but
I
just
never
like
fought
to be honored. Fame. To be honored.
No, I didn't fight. I didn't fight for to be honored. I fought for honor, and for a career, pay my bills. I didn't fight to be famous. I never fought to be famous.
If they call you up and say, we want to honor you after your UFC career, we want to honor you for what you did, UFC 71, the great fights, will you accept this invitation to be inducted into the UFC Hall of Fame? You say no?
I say no right now. I say, honor me with a fucking check. You know what I'm saying? MMA fighters, we're not like baseball players. We're not like football players. We don't get no pension and nothing like that. Those guys get in the Hall of Fame. They got pensions and all that shit. We don't get that shit. You know, honor me with a check. You know what I'm saying? I got a lot of, you know, injuries and pain for making the UFC a lot of money and selling a lot of pay-per-views, selling a lot of tickets. And what I give a fuck about being in a Hall of Fame to be famous. I didn't fight to be famous. When I first started fighting in King of the Cage back in the day, the sport was a baby. Nobody knew anything about the sport. You know, I could walk around and enjoy my life and enjoy my dates and enjoy times with my kids out in public. You know what I'm saying? I can enjoy being at the airport without people fucking handling me for pictures. Why the fuck I want to be famous with a bunch of dudes that want to buy me drinks and shit? Why I want that? I love Rampage fans, but I don't love being famous from dudes. I tell you one thing, I'll be 100%. If it was a lot of chicks coming in the mix and stuff too, then I wouldn't be saying shit. If I had some chicks coming up asking me for pictures and autographs and stuff like that, the only time chicks come is when you see a dude standing behind them, a dude sent them over. You know what I'm saying? I don't want the fans to take it the wrong way because people don't understand me. I'm not saying that I'm bothered by the fans or nothing like that. It's just that some people don't understand. Everybody that do stuff don't do it to be famous.
I get it.
Some people do though, a lot of people, but everybody not the same.
By the way, your cameo is fantastic.
What cameo? The ones I be doing for the fans?
Yeah.
You know why? Because I really do love my fans. So when my fans order something like that, when they order something like that for me, I want to give them the best. You know, I really do love Rampage fans. I got nothing but love for all Rampage fans.
And still single, huh? What can we do about that? I feel like you need some love.
You can't do a damn thing about that. I'm happy being single right now, but you know,
come on, no one's happy.
Maybe, I'm happy being single. Maybe in a couple of years, I might try to look for the right woman to settle down with, and you know, what I'm saying, get married so I can grow old with somebody. But right now, I'm having my fun. I'm playing video games and all I want without, you know, sometimes you're in a relationship with a chick, they want to do stuff, they want to do this all the time. Like, look here, little mama, I'm tired. I just want to sit here, play video games. You know, maybe play with myself later. You know,
a reality show of Rampage looking for love, I think, would be huge. Not like your other reality show, which got us into another mess of a situation. You remember that when you wouldn't talk to me for like a year? It was horrible.
When you made fun of my reality show.
I mean, come on. I was just keeping it real. I was keeping it 100.
No, that was your opinion. That reality show was. That reality show was bomb. Listen, but this
it was a bomb.
They didn't give. I know they didn't give me like a creative. They didn't give me creative. What's the word I'm looking for?
It was a one-line comment. It was a one-line comment. You got so mad at me. We're in Montreal, my hometown. You won't talk to me. You're walking by me. I mean, it broke my heart. You. We're eating matzo ball soup one day. The next day, you're walking by me, breaking my heart. My mom was so sad.
Yeah, fuck you. Because guess what? If you did some shit and it sucked, I wouldn't say it publicly. You know, I would just text you. I would just text you and tell you like, hey, that shit you doing sucked. I wouldn't say it publicly and like
you felt betrayed,
mispromoted. I felt betrayed. It wasn't that you said it. Like you could have texted me like, Rampage, what are you doing, man? That shit sucked. But you said that shit on your fucking show, and that's hater shit. I'm trying to do stuff outside of fight. You can't fight all the time.
You're right. You know what? I apologize. I apologize.
Thank you for your apology. I think I could have a dope reality show if they give me like creative rights and stuff. That those people, Paramount and stuff, I did that shit with they were too arrogant and they wouldn't let me do it. They wouldn't let me do what I want to do. On one episode, they let me have an idea. They let me do one idea, and that was the best one. And it was the last one because they was trying to trick me. It really wasn't a reality show. It was only supposed to promote my fights. They only played it to promote my fights, but that's not what a reality show is about. So it's like I had some raw deals, but man, I think I kill a reality show. But I don't want a reality show like everybody else. I don't want no Rampage Looking for Love. Flavor Flav and Ray J, they already did this shit.
All right. I'm just trying to hook you up, just trying to help you out. I was really happy to see you in the mix last week. It was great. It was fun. You did great. You looked great. The beard was fantastic. The jacket was even better. You're looking slim. You're looking svelte. Your son's winning fights. I mean, everything's looking up. You're fighting in March. You just broke the news right here. Breaking news, done deal. Rampage.
We ain't signed no contract. We haven't signed a contract.
I'm joking. I'm just messing around. You got a nice new apartment over there. You got snazzy headphones. I mean, come on, man. Life is good. I miss you, Rampage.
Life is good.
It's always great to talk to you. Thank you for coming on and for still being my friend.
I'm still your friend for now.
Respect. Hey, I gave you an opening right now. I had crazy deja vu of the first time we ever talked in person. I was wearing a black shirt. You remember what you said at the end?
No.
Oh man, I just got crazy deja vu. I said, and you took the microphone
what I said.
And you said, "This is Rampage," and then you said, "These nuts in your mouth." You remember that when you were slapping me around?
Why you still remember some guy saying these nuts in your mouth?
Listen, it's 2009. I'm talking to Rampage Jackson. I'm scared. I'm sweaty, and you're slapping me, and it was the greatest day of my life.
And you still remember from 2009 some dude talking about putting these nuts in your mouth.
Yeah, there it is.
Sus, man. You sus, bro.
See you, Rampage.
Go home and kiss your wife.
All right, bye-bye. There he is. Look at Rampage looking all good. Man, Rampage is the man. You got to love him. All right, great stuff there. He did a great job on the Triad combat card, and I'm looking forward to seeing if they put together that Shannon Briggs fight. Now, thank you very much to Rampage. As you guys know, we're very big in Australia. Lest we forget, I have it right over here in case you didn't notice. Lest we forget, the Adelaide Crows have recently adopted me as one of their own. It was a big deal. It was big news, massive news all over Australia, from Western Australia to Eastern Australia. Is that even a thing? I'm not sure. But they were dancing in the streets. This was bigger than the decision when I announced my allegiance to the Crows. We fly as one. And so when I saw on Saturday that George Kambosos, ferocious Kambosos, picked up the big win on Saturday, Junior, of course, over Teófimo López, the takeover was no more, but everyone was buzzing at the Hulu Theater in New York City, not too far from here, Madison Square Garden, after this massive victory. I believe last I checked, according to GC, he was a plus 950 underdog. And it's one of the biggest upsets of the year, one of the best fights of the year, one of the, if you miss that fight, again, like I said, even if you're a casual boxing fan, and you know what happened, just go back and watch that fight. It was incredible. First round was amazing. 10th round, he gets dropped. First round, he drops him. 10th round, he gets dropped. Comes back, wins the fight. People were worried that he was going to get screwed. It didn't happen. All the drama afterwards. I love this sort of thing. And now he holds all the belts, all the cards, saying, come meet me in Australia. And I was given the opportunity to talk to him. I said, yes, I would love to talk to George. And so without further ado, let's go to the Zoom machine and say hello to the ferocious one, the pride of Australia. There he is. George Kambosos, wow, in front of himself. That's a pretty cool setup, my friend. How are you?
I'm doing very well. And obviously, we had a great battle a couple of days ago, and I'm excited to be joining you on your great show.
Oh, it's a great honor. You know, we don't often get the opportunity to talk to boxing, but we're huge boxing fans here. I don't know if you heard the news, George. I know you're very busy, but I'm now a member of the Adelaide Crows. Is this good for you? A lot of people were mad at me when I picked the Crows. How do you feel about this choice?
I'm more of a Sydney Swans
kind
of fan, so we're going to have to get you a Sydney Swans jersey. Obviously, being a Sydney boy, but it's all right. You're on the right road there with the AFL.
All right, cool. And I love the Nike SB shout out right over there. I'm a big I feel like you wore that sweatshirt for me. Is that true or false? I'm a big Nike SB guy.
I did hear you like your Nike SB, so
this guy.
I got it for you.
Well, respect. Could you even put into words, George, what the last 36 hours of your life have been like? Like, how do you even describe this?
Look, it's been a long, hard road, to get to where I am. So, people saying, has it sunk in yet? Do you believe it's real? I've manifested this so many times. I've seen this. I've envisioned it so many times, and it's already sunk in because I knew I was going to be champion. before I even stepped inside them ropes, I believed in myself where many didn't believe in me. I was a huge underdog. I was not meant to even last one round. But, I came in there with full belief, and, the victory went the way it was meant to be. I am champion of the world now.
What a fight, but what a road to this fight, of course, with the purse bid drama and the cancellations and whatnot. I remember when Triller won the purse bid, everyone was like, this is too much money for Lopez. It's a mistake. But also, like, against George Kambosos, like, he's gonna get smoked. This is not a fight worth that kind of money. How much did that stuff piss you off? And how much did you use that stuff as motivation?
Look, I got so much motivation from my family, from my kids, from the passing of my grandfather only 2 months ago. So, all that other stuff, it is what it is. It comes with the game, and it's part of the game. No, it didn't really frustrate me too much. I didn't get too much motivation out of that side of things. I was here for a mission. I was here to do a job and to win this fight by any means. That's why I said in the press conference, victory by any means. If I was going to take him out in one round or brutally destroy him over 12, I was prepared for whatever way it went.
Your grandfather, who you just spoke of, who passed away 2 months ago, that was George Sr., correct?
Yes, yeah, my grandfather, George Kambosos. And look, it was a hard time, but I haven't had the time to grieve him because I'm so embedded in this fight. I was so focused on winning this fight. And, the last time I spoke to him, he was so excited. He couldn't wait to watch. And, a couple of days later, he passed away. So, look, that's life. Sometimes these things happen. And I know that he was there with me. I felt that presence, when I was in that dressing room. And, we did it for him. That victory, I know he's up there and he's enjoying that victory. He's telling everyone, that's my grandson.
Isn't that I think I read, did you have a son on the same day that your grandfather passed away?
On the same day.
That is crazy.
My son came first, and a few hours later, my grandfather passed away. So, look, it's meant to be. The motivation, inspiration I got just from that. And when that happened, I trained that night. Any other fighter in the world, would have not even thought about training, but I trained that night. That's how much this fight meant to me. And I said to myself, if I can go through that today and still train and still be so focused, what is Lopez going to bring to the fight? How is he going to break me? He can put me down. He can hit me with his best shot. I'm still going to be here. I'm still going to be standing. And, that's the way the fight went. I was prepared for whatever way.
Were you at all concerned over the past year that this opportunity, for whatever weird reason, would pass you by with all the drama, with the cancellations, that you would get screwed over, that they would figure out a way to screw you over? Was that ever a concern? Because this was some kind of drama. I mean, how many fights were you offered? How many dates came your way? 5, 6?
There were a lot of dates, a lot of signed contracts, but I just stayed focused. I kept that tunnel vision, and I knew a fighter has that feeling. And me and Lopez met each other back in 2019 in June, and we took a photo. We were both rising contenders, and that photo was tweeted out, and I retweeted and said, "This is a future mega fight." And I knew we were going to fight. I knew that destiny was going to be something special, me and him. A fighter feels that. So I knew throughout all these postponements, these dates, all these problems, that we were going to settle it in the ring. We had to face each other man to man, and what a show! What a show we put on. A great fight. The fans got their money worth, and I think it done justice. I know it took so long, but the fight, it made up for lost time.
I've read a lot of pundits who wrote over the last day or so that, that wasn't the same Teófimo López that we saw against Lomachenko last year. And I'm not sure if that's giving you enough credit. Do you feel, obviously he was, fighting a little recklessly and it looked like he was trying to end the fight early, but do you feel like that's not giving you the credit that you deserve, to blame this more on what perhaps he didn't do or what he did wrong as opposed to what you did in your presence out there?
No, my presence and what I did in that fight and that game plan and the mental games I played, psychologically broke him down months and months ago. I believe I broke him down when we had that press conference originally on the Jake Paul Ben Askren fight. So the way I brought myself to that fight and what I'd done in them rounds, and especially scoring that beautiful knockdown, which I said I would. I said I'll catch him early. If I don't put him to sleep early, I will catch him and hurt him. And that's what changed the fight. When you're hurt, and I believe he was concussed through that fight, that's what changes the fight. Not Lopez didn't do. It's what I did and what I presented myself throughout them rounds. And I broke him down. I could fight him every single day, twice on Sunday, and he will not beat me. I would beat him every time. And it's just going to get worse and worse. But I know he wants nothing to do with me now.
Just curious, going back to that press conference, what did you do psychologically to break him down? I'm fascinated by this.
Look, I just say it the way it is, but I chip away at certain things. You know, I spoke about his weight issues to make the weight. You know, his sacrifice and dedication to the sport. You know, I feel like he was, you know, enjoying it too much, enjoying the bright lights, and that rattled him. That got under his skin. But the most important thing is when we faced off and went eye to eye. That's when you really see, you know, what a man is made of. When I looked inside his eyes, I could see he was soulless. You know, there was fear there. And when he looked inside my eyes, he saw that this Kambosos from Australia, who shouldn't be here, who should be taken out in a round, is actually here to fight, has got no fear. He's coming to take everything off me. And I think that stuck with him for a very long time. And, you know, it went the way, you know, it was meant to be.
And so speaking of the weight, you don't think he's going to try to rematch you? You think he's going to go up and weight and be done with you?
Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm hearing that he wants nothing to do with me. He might go up. That's on him. You know, I'm just focused on bigger and better things now. And I've got all the belts. You know, I'm the top dog now, and I'm the shot caller. So I'll be able to pick and choose what I want to do.
How much did he hurt you in the 10th?
No, it was my mistake. You know, I was actually angry at myself when I came back in round 11 and in the corner. I made the mistake. I got a little bit carried away. The crowd was going off. You know, it took a long time for this fight to happen, so I wanted to give the crowd and the fans their money worth. So, you know, I lost my composure, and he caught me with a good shot. But like a true champion, I got up, I shook it off. That was at 1:45 to go against a big puncher that they say in Lopez. And not only I came back, but I finished that round strong. I went into the corner. I told my team and my cornermen that I'm good. I go, you know what? I made the mistake. He didn't do anything special. And now I'm going to punish him for the next 2 rounds. And that's what I did. That round 11 was probably my best round of the fight. And round 12, I closed the show and won that round as well. Before
they announced you as the winner, honestly, was there a part of you that thought you were about to get screwed?
No. I knew I'd won the fight. I believed that the judges would pick the right man. You know, I knew the world knew I won the fight. I had it, to be honest, 9-3. Obviously, we both scored knockdowns in between them rounds. And, you know, when the judges made the right decision, you know, it was a good feeling because, you know, many times in boxing, they make the wrong decisions. You know, the favourite or the big name, you know, gets the decision we didn't deserve it. But they made the right decision and, you know, the world is happy. The only 3 people that saw anything different is Lopez Sr., and the other judge that scored it his way.
You handled it well in the moment, but now a couple of days later, how do you feel about the way Teófimo and his father handled the loss? You know, the interview and everything that they said afterwards.
Yeah, look, full respect there. You know, he's a young kid. I just took everything away from him. He copped. You know, it was a punishing fight. I landed some very heavy blows. You know, some very hard shots that would have taken out a lot of guys as well. He threw his all as well and couldn't put a real dent in me. It is what it is. You know, I'm not going to sit there and be angry at the kid. You know, it was that emotion. You know, when you take something off, you know, someone, especially in their own backyard in front of all their people, you know, it stinks. I'm sure when he looks back at it now, he regrets it. I know we did lose a lot of fans. I know his own people were booing him and literally wanted to walk out of that arena and were angry. So that's just a mistake on his end, but he'll learn from it.
I was watching an interview with Eddie Hearn after the fight with IFL TV. They do a great job. And in the middle of the interview, your father comes in. He's walking down the hallway, and he starts telling this amazing story about when you were a kid and you were presented with a schedule. You were doing, I think it was rugby, right? If memory serves me correct, yeah. And you were also doing a little boxing, but then one day they told you at the gym that, you know, boxing was going to be Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and that coincided with your rugby schedule. And so your father said, basically, it's Thursday. By Monday, you have to decide, are you going down the rugby path or the boxing path? And you chose boxing. A, is that an accurate story? And B, ultimately, why did you choose boxing?
It is accurate. That is part of my story. I love rugby league as a young kid. I wanted to be a footy player, rugby league player. I would sit there and watch every single game, throughout the weekend. But as soon as I fell into boxing, I fell in love with the sport, the raw combat, the man-to-man, fighting. And you got your team, and your team is so much a part of it, but you got to do the business at the end of the day. It's all on you. And I didn't have that in rugby league. But when I lost all my weight, because I was an overweight kid, I was bullied at school. The boxing is what saved me. That's what helped me lose that weight. So I fell in love with the sport. The rugby league got better, and I had to make that decision. Where was I going to go? What path was I going to take? And boxing was the ultimate path. I had that boxing bag. On the Monday when my dad came home from work, he goes, "What are we doing?" "We're going to the boxing gym. I'm going to be champion." And
wow.
All the years back, look now, and he's still there with me. You saw that raw emotion when he lifted me up. All week he's had that emotion. He even didn't take a step backwards from Lopez Senior.
Yeah.
He's a real warrior, my father, and we are side by side. We don't sit there and have any ego. We don't battle it out. We are side by side. We are one, and it's a good moment, not only for myself but for him.
Yeah, he's a great character. I love his passion and the way he supports you. I'm curious, like those kids that bullied you, do they have any? I'm sure they know who you are now. Do you ever hear from them? Do they apologize now?
Many years ago, when I started picking up some titles back in Australia, they did reach out and message and say, "Man, you're a machine. We're going to support you." So, that's the way it goes. That's the way when you start doing good things, and obviously in the fighting business, they might think, okay, he might have some flashbacks and come looking for us. So, they straight away got in early and settled things nice. But it's been a long, hard journey. This journey has been no easy road. I came from the local shows, the club shows, selling tickets, getting my commission money, $5, $10 on each ticket, to be able to provide and get to that next level. This is no lucky, break. And again, in that fight, everyone loves a knockout. Everyone loves, to take him out in that first round, but I'm happy I didn't. I'm happy that right hook that I landed clean the first round was a knockout blow, because I showed a lot in myself, and a lot of people would have said it was a lucky shot.
Mm-hmm.
But no one expected me to be there for 12 rounds and go through it all, go through all the adversities and still be there and win that fight the way I did. That's what a true champion, that's how you earn your belts.
It was nice to see your old training partner, Manny Pacquiao, show you some love. How many rounds would you say you sparred against Manny Pacquiao over the years?
It was roughly around 250 rounds,
wow.
3 world title campaigns. To see that message, that tweet from him, was nice. We're very proud. And he said it back in 2018. He goes, "You're ready to be a champion." And I said, "Manny, my time will come. It's not ready yet, but my time will come." And I know he's very proud. And I did it. My time finally came, and I joined his club.
Yeah,
joined the world.
I know you caught a little bit of heat when you were helping him prepare for the fight against your countrymate Horn. Did you ever regret that at the time? Did you feel like you were turning back on your country? Because I know he was upset as well and kind of insinuated that you were a traitor. Did you regret that? Did you feel like maybe you should have stayed out of it?
No, never. That was my opportunity. That experience that I got, from Manny in that first camp, and he saw something in me. He saw that young fire that he used to have, and that's what fired him up. And that's why I was with him again and again. And he continued, brought me back into his camps, and I was his lead sparring partner. But I got a good relationship with Jeff Horn as well. That's water under the bridge. And, he actually ended up winning that fight against Manny Pacquiao. Mm-hmm. Close or not, whatever the world wants to say, it was a good fight. And he did get the decision at the end of the day. So, that's your road. Your road is, you're going to have these things, and you look back and you say, I took the right road. I made the right decision. You can't sit there and, worry about someone's feelings, even if they're your own countrymen. Because if I didn't do that, I would not get my opportunity to be there with Pacquiao and get that experience and open up them doors. And I tell you, that sparring with Manny Pacquiao helped me in that fight. He said, "I hope it helped." It did help, because he saw so many glimpses of Pacquiao style in what I brought on Saturday night.
I'm happy to hear that you and Jeff are good now, because I think there was a time where you said that you guys were going to have to fight. But now it doesn't. I don't think the Australian fans want to see that happen. You're good. There's no fight coming between you guys in the future.
No, I think Jeff is his time is done, and he's done a lot for Australian boxing.
Yeah.
He did it to a point, and when it's time, it's time. But now it's my time, and I'm the leader of the pack. And I'm the face of Australian boxing, and it's been through a lot of hard years. Like I said, not an easy journey, but through everything, all the people doubted me. I stayed true to myself, and I believed in myself, and we're here today.
I noted that not only Australian boxing, but Australian combat sports kind of on fire these days. And I saw the UFC featherweight champion, Alexander Volkanovski, comment on your page when you won. Are you a fan of MMA and these guys in particular, Volkanovski, Robert Whittaker? There's a lot of great fighters out of Australia. Do you watch them?
I am. I'm a very good fan of the UFC. I love the sport. I love combat sport. And, me and Alex have a good relationship as well. He's been supporting me. I've been supporting him. And, I said I'm going to come back with all these belts. Obviously, he's the UFC featherweight king. I'm the lightweight king, and we're going to help each other. How good would that be for me to sharpen up his striking, for him to sharpen up my grappling, my inside game when I do get in the clinches, to be able to, use my weight and get a little bit sharp on that side of things too. So, it's a good thing, because we are both proud, and we are both, got to the top of our sport, and we are both Greek as well. Not only proud Aussies, but have Greek heritage. So a lot of familiar similarities.
Yeah. So you're going to train together in the future?
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah, we're going to organise that when I get back, and we're going to do a few things together. And like I said, sharpen up his hands, which are super sharp already, but a little bit more always helps. And he's got to sharpen up my inside game and my clinch game. And who knows? You might see me making my UFC debut, in the near future.
Come on.
You might be in boxing real soon. You never know.
Is this something you're interested in?
Maybe down the line. We'll see.
Okay. I love that. Before I let you go, next fight in Australia?
Yeah, 100%. I've had to really, go into the trenches, into the backyards. This is 2 former world champions and an undisputed champion, all in their backyard in my last 3 fights. Time after time, proven, the world wrong, being the underdog in all of them fights, but still standing. And I haven't fought in Australia since 2017. It's truly my time to go back home, fill out a stadium of 80,000 people, and bring something back special to Australia, defend all my belts, all these beautiful belts, because again, they're my belts, but they are Australia's belts as well. They deserve this as much as I have them.
And you have Devin Haney on Saturday. You have Tank Davis on Sunday. If both win, you picking Haney?
Look, the lightweight division is so hot right now. I love the Haney fight. I love the Ryan Garcia possible fight. I love the Tank Davis fight. I love the Lomachenko fight. They all have good fights coming up. The lightweight division is extremely hot right now, and we will pick the guy who impresses most. But I do like the Haney fight. But again, there are so many good fights out there. For now, they got to show, because I showed on Saturday night, and I showed the world what I'm about, what I possess, and I'm the king now. I'm the emperor.
You are.
I've done it the hard way, and I've gone to the nations and taken out their best.
What a great story. The world is truly your oyster. I know you're promoted by the great Lou DiBella Entertainment, friend of the program, and you're a free agent from what I understand in terms of the outlet which you will fight on next, DAZN, ESPN, they're all in play. Do you have a preference?
Look, we'll see what works best. We'll sit down as a team, and we've got a very good team with all of us, and we'll see who works best. I've got my great manager, Peter Khan, my father, Jim Kambosos, my trainers, my coaches. We sit down as a whole team, and we'll make the right decision. So, I love what DAZN done, but there are many, many great people in the business, and we'll see what works best for us.
Yes, Peter, one of the top minds in the business as well. So congratulations to all of you. Enjoy the victory. Safe travels home. And it's so lovely to have you on the program, George. I really appreciate you taking some time out. I know you're doing 1,000 interviews today, so we appreciate it greatly, and want to wish you all the best in your next fight, whenever it may be.
Thank you. I really appreciate it. Absolute pleasure to be on, and look forward to chatting again soon. Thank you.
Absolutely. Take care, and congratulations again. There he is, the man who holds all the titles at 135 pounds, the one and only, the ferocious one, George Kambosos. And yes, he should fight in his home country. And with Devin Haney fighting this Saturday, you should watch that. And with Tank Davis fighting this Sunday, you should watch that as well. The man's got a lot of opportunities. Yes, Ryan Garcia is out there as well. Lomachenko, 135 might be the best division in boxing right now. And it might be the best division in MMA as well. If you look at the UFC's 135-pound division, Bellator's 135-pound division, it's pretty damn good. So that's very exciting. And I love that sort of thing, right? He's got his manager, Peter Khan, who was working for Triller at a time. It's amazing how there's an influential Khan in the world of boxing. There's an influential Khan in the world of pro wrestling, Tony, and also in the world of WWE, Nick Khan. There's a lot of influential Khans out there. But I love the business of boxing where you have this situation where, you know, this guy wins, George Kambosos, now you have a star. Now he's fielding offers from the different networks. He's got the other promoters coming out there. Is he going to stay on DAZN? Does Eddie Hearn get involved? Does he go to ESPN Plus? Does he go to Showtime? Who knows? I mean, he could go to a million different places. I love that. I love that dynamic of the business. So thank you very much to him and to PR man extraordinaire, Fred Sternberg, for hooking us up with that opportunity. I appreciate that very much. And I hope you guys did as well. That was fun. All right, so those are the interviews. In a bit, we're going to be joined by York Ric, get his Ric's picks for the week. In a second, we're going to be joined by GC, who I don't believe shared the same belief in George Kambosos as George Kambosos did. But before we get to all of that, oh yeah. This is nice. Sorry, I was reading my text here. What is this? Why'd you? Okay, you come back to me. What is it? What do we got here?
It's some music.
It's a little mysterious.
Are you all right?
No, I'm trying to like digest it. Did you see Get Back, the Beatles thing on Disney Plus?
I haven't seen it yet.
I'm riveted by it. I've only seen 20 minutes of it. That's all my attention span can handle in one sitting. But it's just absolutely riveting. It's like,
check it out, yeah.
I mean, you're watching these guys. It looks like they just recorded this 2 weeks ago. The quality's fantastic, and you're just a fly on the wall, listening to their conversations.
It sounds amazing.
It really is amazing. I don't know how they had the foresight to shoot this, but also to sit on it for like 70 years. 70 years? No. 60 years? 67? 60? Yeah, pretty amazing. Anyway, you know what I read? When someone says 30 years ago, what do you think of?
The 80s.
I think of the 70s. In reality, 30 years ago was 1991.
No.
I mean, how depressing is that?
That is depressing.
Football fans? Let me do that again because I think you were talking right and you want to have that clean end. Do you want to restart the music so you don't have to do it again?
Yeah, let's do that.
Football fans? I'm sure we all love an action-packed, high-scoring NFL game, but with the latest no-brainer from DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL and the MMA Hour, you'll be a winner once a single point scored. New customers who bet just $1 on any team to score can win $100 in free bets. It's that simple. If DraftKings Sportsbook isn't available in your state just yet, you could still get in on all the NFL action. Everyone can play for huge cash prizes all season long with DraftKings Daily Fantasy Sports Contest. DraftKings is giving all new customers a free shot at millions of dollars in total prizes with their first deposit. Now, all you have to do is download the DraftKings Sportsbook app today, use promo code TheMMA, bet $1 on any team to score, and win $100 in free bets. If they score, you score with the promo code TheMMA Hour this week at DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL. Must be 21 or older. New Jersey, Indiana, or PA only. New customers only. Minimum $5 deposit required and one wager. Oh, screwed that up. I'm going to start this part over again so you can do maybe an edit. Must be... No, can't do it?
Go ahead.
Must be 21 or older. New Jersey, Indiana, or PA only. New customers only. Minimum $5 deposit required and $1 wager required. One per customer. Restrictions apply. See DraftKings.com/sportsbook for details. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. I mean, at this point, I'm giving them like a 2-minute read, if not more. All right, without further ado, everyone. Here he is. Final appearance. Oh, yeah, look at that. Wow. This is amazing.
This winter wonderland we got here. I mean, we're getting festive.
Now, we did a bit of, dare I say, a rehearsal earlier on. None of this was apparent. You were holding out on me.
I need the shock value from you to see the decorations live in person.
This is amazing. Are those real lights?
Yeah, man.
I didn't mean the ones in the menorah over there, but that's a nice touch. That's a very thoughtful touch.
You like the accurate number of candles, too.
Yes.
We're going to be able to ride this the whole way through Hanukkah. I mean, this is as good as it gets.
This is amazing. Wow.
Now, is this correct? Is this the lineup correct?
So you're supposed to go right to left.
Okay, so my right, that's where I light it. So
yes.
It should be this one.
Yeah, but can you... Oh, there you go. Boom. Nailed it.
Just
yeah.
like that. Now we're right.
And then, just so you know, you always start with the furthest one. Yeah. So let's say on day 3, you would go 1, 2, 3, not 3, 2, 1. Does that make sense?
He just blew his mind.
Yeah, no, not that way. That way.
This one right here.
No, that's last. No.
Does it not just go in order? Is it not going to, day 3, we'll be right there?
Yes, but I'm saying, I mean, technically, yes, but they're not going to be. That is fun. That is fun. At some point, the light extinguishes, right? So now you have to start all over.
Okay.
Now the question is, people get confused.
All right,
you
all right.
Start with the new one or the oldest one. You always start with the oldest. You
okay, I got you. Yes, I'm clear on it now.
This is beautiful.
Yeah, the lights, man. They're dollar tree lights. They looked more, red and blue and green, and now that they're lit up, they're kind of like pastels. They look more like
I kind of like it.
Easter or something.
What a difference this makes for the whole segment.
Little Christmas tree right there.
Christmas
candy
tree.
Cans.
Mistletoe?
This is the Hall of Fame. No,
yeah.
no mistletoe.
Oh, wait. Am I in the hall? I'm in the picture.
No.
Look.
No, I think that's just reflection.
Oh, I was wow.
These are unfilled frames. We got our guy Tony right here. Tony, but we don't have a picture, so it's just his logo.
Do you guys see my face in the picture right there?
Yeah.
That's wild.
Yeah. It's a nice reflection.
Yeah, okay. Oh, wait, so there's nothing in there.
These are empty frames. They still have to be filled. We need Tony he made his clear run to the Hall of Fame quickly.
Yeah.
So there's Tony right there. We got him in. These will be filled eventually.
But there's nothing in that first one, is there?
Yeah, there is, but you just can't see.
We need to do a better job.
Take it off here. I got a nice Velcro.
Where is it?
Velcro
oh, there he is,
going.
Tony.
Look at him.
Oh my God! Wow, you really worked hard on this.
It's the set development here, Let's see if this will go back up.
I'm actually kind of nervous for in about 30 minutes from now. Oh my God, poor Tony.
Tony will be back up after the show.
I'm nervous about. There's no chance New York Ric brought anything.
He's going to have something because mine are creeping into his frame.
Okay.
Yeah.
But
I'm going to shut the lights off, though.
You should,
Yeah.
Was there a moment where he was like, wow, you care more about this segment than I care about mine? And a little bit of jealousy maybe crept in, maybe a little bit of, shame that he put any thought into it?
He's Mr. Monday Afternoon. He doesn't need the decorations. He brings himself.
Well, happy Thanksgiving, happy Hanukkah. Happy early Christmas.
Same to you all.
Very early Christmas. Can't really say happy early Christmas.
Yeah, it's not even December yet.
It's not. Last show in November, you ran the 10K.
10K went great. 48 minutes.
Talk smack on the family.
Oh yeah, my family. They three members ran a 5K, and even if you doubled their time, I would have still beaten them. My brother my brother pushed his kids hour 7 minutes. I beat him by 20 minutes. I mean, it was just too easy. So yeah, 10K was easy money against the fam.
And then you went ham on the turkey. Maybe ham as well.
I actually didn't have turkey. I had a rotisserie chicken.
Weird.
Yeah,
Why?
Because it was just me and my girlfriend. So like it wasn't a big gathering. No point cooking an entire turkey. Just did the rotisserie.
You can order a half a turkey, something like that? No?
Yeah, we just did the rotisserie chicken.
All right.
Made chicken salad afterward, a nice, southern dish.
Interesting. Watched a little football, saw the Bills.
Yeah, did see the Bills, yeah.
Big win. Georgia had a big weekend. I mean, I feel like it was a big weekend for you, other than the bets, of course.
Yeah. This coming weekend is the big weekend. Georgia, Alabama, SEC Championship.
Okay.
Everything's on the line. I mean, 7 o'clock as the prelims are starting on this UFC
Don't
card.
bother you.
I mean, the Georgia game is going to be coming down to it. It is going to be a stressful, 90 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
It's not going to be good for me. It's hopefully it's not too stressful.
Is that the team you care most about?
Yeah, I mean, I just grew up with them. Like my dad went there, so it's kind of part of the family. He had season tickets, so I've been going to games since I was 4 or 5. They haven't won a championship in my lifetime, so that is definitely the team I would most like to see win a title. Even though I do got my Brave stuff, repping the Braves. I mean,
you are
everything's coming up for old Georgia right now.
Did you see Get Back on Disney Plus?
No, I saw a lot of people talking about it.
It was good. I mean, again, I only saw 20 minutes.
Yeah, I'm not a huge Beatles guy.
It's just, it's all I saw was 20 minutes. But, and
you had to watch the CFL.
The CFL was great. Montreal Alouettes lost against the Hamilton Tiger Cats, who I guess we have to root for now as a result, but I don't really care at this point. It's just fantastic. It's a riveting theater. I don't have more than 20 minutes. Like, where do I have the time? All right. So how do we do on the picks?
So we didn't win anything. We lost the parlay and we lost the single. We took the dog shot on Matt Mitrione. Plus 450, man. I thought we had something with this one. He gets that huge knockdown early on in the fight. He's looking good through the first 3 rounds. The line got steamed down from plus 450. I think it closed at plus 225.
Really?
Yeah, man. It
Wow.
moved a lot. I was feeling pretty good, and especially after those first 3 rounds. The analyst on the call was talking about. He was like, I think I'm going to have to give this one to Mitrione 4-3. I did that sad, painful thing where I go on Twitter and I just type in Mitrione just to read all the tweets that are like, Matt Mitrione got robbed. Matt Mitrione should have won. And I'm just like, just getting angrier, seeing everybody agree with me, even though there's nothing you can do about it. The good people over at Verdict, they said it was pretty controversial. It was a pretty close fight. He just kind of gassed out, man. He kind of lost it at the end, man. He relied on the clinch a lot. Just wasn't able to get it done, but I felt good. I still would have taken it again at plus 450. At that odds, I know he lost.
He looked great. He looked great early on.
Just that close. I would rather be holding a Matt Mitrione ticket than a Mir ticket. That is for sure.
That was bad, yeah. But I feel like most people saw that coming. Maybe not that quick, but that seemed to be the toughest of all the matchups.
Yes. Yeah, that was it was not good.
One thing I kept thinking about was, imagine losing like that. Frank Mir's a legend. He has nothing to be ashamed of.
For sure.
But he said his son and daughter were in his corner. I mean,
that's one thing I always think about with those bad knockouts, dude, is like if the family is right there to see it, it's got to be.
But they're like a part of the team. They're in the corner. They're the ones who have to tend to him. You know what I mean? I just don't know if.
And it was a bad standing.
It was bad. Now, his daughter, as we talked about last week, is a fighter. She's obviously super tough. She's seen a lot at a young age. It just feels like a tough spot to put them in,
Bro should have jumped in earlier, do you think?
I don't know. It was a standing TKO.
Yeah.
But
I mean,
it's super early. What time was that? By the way, dude, as I was saying earlier, I don't want to say it too loud, I don't want to piss people off, but it was kind of enjoyable, right?
I enjoyed it. I watched pretty much the entire thing. It didn't take too long either. It was I didn't have it on the main TV. I had it on a nice, side TV, hooked up the HDMI cable, all that jazz. So yeah, I enjoyed it.
Did the girlfriend watch?
Yeah.
Was she into it?
Yeah, I mean, entertained enough, to watch it. I had that and the Teófimo fight going on. So
Teófimo got the main TV.
Football got the main TV.
Wow.
Teófimo got the iPad.
So there's a TV, iPad, and computer situation.
TV, secondary TV. I hooked the computer up to the secondary TV through an
secondary
HDMI.
TV. Damn.
Yeah, and then we got the iPad going for the third.
I didn't know Vox was paying you like that. 2 TVs?
Yeah, 2 TVs, man.
Bedlam
was on. Bedlam was on for
Bedlam
game night moment. That's what got me to where I am now.
Yeah, I saw DC tweeting all about that. That was OK State versus Oklahoma.
Yeah, it was a fantastic game, but my non-MMA bets, I had Oklahoma State minus 4.5.
Why didn't you share those?
Well, it would have been a terrible beat because they only won by 4. They went for 2 late in the game, didn't get it.
No.
Yeah, it was awful. But I was on Auburn, I was on Michigan, so that was nice. But
Michigan beat Ohio State first time 10 years. Everyone going crazy over that.
Yeah.
A lot happened. I don't really pay attention.
To the thing. I know you told me one time you despised college football.
despise college football. I was watching, I'm sort of a basketball fan. I was watching a little NBA. Couldn't help but notice it was a Knicks-Hawks game. Yeah. There wasn't a lot of chat.
It would have been a great time for a friendly wager.
It would have been.
But you didn't want to do it.
I don't bet on the Knicks. It was a nice bounce back win. I think we exacted revenge from what happened over.
Yeah, there it is. The gentleman's sweep in the playoffs is the equivalent of a November regular season.
What a weak move on your part to break that out. I mean, let me have my moment. All I was asking was if you saw the match. I
pay attention to the playoffs. That's when I start.
Okay, and then you bring out a game, like a game recap from May. Like, come on.
I should have had it up. I think for a small glimmer of time, I think I had you ratioed. I think I had more likes than you.
Did you?
Yeah. I mean, that's big moves for me.
That is big moves.
Yeah, I should have had it ready to go.
A lot of haters. So overall, we end the month of November with what? Because there's some discrepancy as to whether or not you are including these picks.
Yeah, I guess we're going to have to. I mean, you made a good point before the show. You really put my back against the wall.
It's November.
I guess I didn't think we were going to find Triller lines. I think that's the biggest thing. I mean, the parlay. We didn't mention the parlay. Parlay is good. I mean, look at me picking a minus 1,200 and minus 1,400. I'm, the sharpest of the sharp. Then Teófimo. Not only does he not get the knockout, he loses straight up. When I started realizing, that 10th round knockdown, I thought he might get it there. But when I realized he wasn't going to finish him, I was like, well, I kind of want Kambosos to win.
Yeah.
If he's not going to get it done.
What a great guy, huh?
Oh, yeah, man. He was about to give all the flowers to Teófimo, too, and then Teófimo rips the mic away and goes out sad, man. That was, I thought that was bad on Teófimo's part to do that.
I will also say that I am so impressed. So, this stuff interests me. I'm sure it doesn't interest anyone else. But this guy wins the biggest fight of his life. Everyone's talking about him. I was looking at the highlights last night on the DAZN YouTube channel. Have over 1 million views. It was #1 trending video on YouTube. On social media, they were killing it. They keep him around in New York. He doesn't go fly home yesterday. Keep him in New York. All the media talks to him. They do all the media stuff yesterday on a Sunday. If this was UFC, any other MMA promotion, like everyone's gone by Sunday morning, right? Keep him around. And then if you weren't around yesterday, like in person, he's doing a whole media tour today, hence this appearance.
Yeah, it comes to the MMA Hour.
And then he goes home tomorrow. That's the way you capitalize on a big victory. Like, how often does it happen that someone in the world of MMA, UFC, the creme de la creme, gets a big win and like they disappear? They don't do anything. I feel like UFC doesn't capitalize on it. They'll do a quick TMZ interview from their car, and it's like a 5-minute hit that will get like 8,000 views. Like, this is the way you promote. But the difference is, and again, I'm getting into the weeds here, but I love this sort of thing. Like, this guy has a promoter. This guy has a PR guy. This guy has a manager, right? Like, they're all in the business of promoting him, as opposed to just being like, okay, UFC, what do I do now? And what the UFC is concerned with on Sunday is promoting next week's event, right? Like, when Rob Font wins, if he wins on Saturday night, right? The thought process won't be, how do we get Rob Font over? What media stuff are we going to do for Rob Font? It's going to be, let's promote Poirier Oliveira.
Yeah. Moving on to UFC 269.
On to the next one.
I've always thought it's crazy how the UFC fighters always do the press, after getting into these wars. Yeah, and then like they don't do anything the next days. I feel like it would be best to capitalize and do what you're saying, like continue it on. Especially, when they came to New York a few weeks ago. I felt like that would have been the best thing to do. But
of course. I
guess boxing, it's more about the fighter, though.
I have to, I have to stop short at like selling my, my what is the word I'm looking for? Not selling, sacrificing my firstborn son to get these people on the show on a Monday. Here's Kambosos being like, biggest show in combat sports. Let's go. We want a piece. Even though it says MMA in the title, who gives an F? We've evolved. It also says, I love when people say, is this the MMA hour or the boxing hour? And then my response would be like, is the show actually an hour? Like the whole name of the show is a misnomer at this point. If you want to get technical, the third word is wrong too.
Anything on that isn't exactly MMA, they're going to fill it in. Is this the wrestling hour or the MMA hour?
Yeah, every time.
It's awesome.
Like, what's the difference? Just because he boxes, like you're not interested in that guy? And even if you didn't watch the fight,
tab out. It's not that hard.
Yeah, whatever. All right. Well, that's my little. But I do think I know not every fighter can afford this, but I do think it's so crucial. If you're a top fighter, you have a proper PR person. You have a guy who's out there promoting you, banging the drum for you, getting you opportunities. Do not rely on the quote unquote promoter in MMA, because the quote unquote promoter in MMA isn't a true promoter, right? Like they're not looking out for your best interest. They're actually supposed to be neutral because they're promoting both of you. And so when it comes down to, you know, actually having the media tour after the fact, when you have a win like this, you're kind of left with, all right, what do I do now? Like, what did I see from Brandon Moreno after his big win? After Brandon Moreno beat Deiveson Figueiredo, I didn't see anything. This is the first time I could get him on the show 6 months later. I'm asking him questions about a fight in June. Here's Kambosos. Yeah, he was great. 15 minutes late.
The couch, 15 minutes late from his couch.
Screwed everything up. I got Kambosos people mad at me because we're 5 minutes late. I'm sorry, guys, but he was late, and then we got, you know, Rampage and his feelings. I gotta give the guys the proper time.
Yeah,
that's all I got.
Yeah, no, I mean, I feel you.
So we got a lot to talk about this weekend.
Bellator, final event. I mean, dude, we're losing fights left and right.
Bellator lost fights today?
Yeah, JJ Wilson, Lugo's off. Murray had to get a new opponent.
But what about the main event? The main event is
still.
I haven't checked my Twitter.
Main event is
That's
still
the best part of doing the show. No checking Twitter for 3 hours.
Yeah, we also lost Philippe Lenz in UFC already. We're a lot of guys that I was trying to bet on. I'm losing already. So.
Well, as of right now, the current Bellator champ, although you know he's doing the right thing, Sergio Pettis, by giving props to Kyoji Horiguchi, who had won the Bellator title and then went to Rise and did his thing. He's currently the underdog.
Yeah.
Plus 155.
Pretty big. Plus 155. Live from Connecticut.
You going?
Nah, I wish.
Why not? What's stopping you?
I got other plans this
weekend. Okay. Oh, the football. No, it's Friday.
Yeah, it's Friday.
Yeah.
But I do have other
plans.
Yeah.
I'll be in LA. More on that later in the week, perhaps.
Perhaps, yeah.
Sergio Pettis on the show on Wednesday, by the way.
Oh, let's go. Wow.
And then Jose Aldo against Rob Font. Currently, Aldo, a plus 120 dog, I'm seeing.
Yeah.
Plus 120, plus 130.
I know some people that got him at like plus 150.
Wow. Little surprising?
I mean, Aldo, if you look at his non-championship fights, it's a little surprising. I know a lot of people that are on Aldo this week.
Yeah. Font's had some big wins, 4 in a row, coming off the win over Cody Garbrandt. Great fight, great main event. Wouldn't be surprised if it goes 5 rounds. Brad Riddell, slight dog against Rafael Fiziev, which is a tremendous fight. That guy's amazing.
I mean, there's a lot of good fights on the card.
Yeah.
It's going to be fun to break it down for sure.
Jeez Louise, there's a lot of fights on this card. I didn't even realize Chris Curtis is on the card. I asked
Chris Curtis.
I was like, what? When did this happen?
Hey, the action man. Not getting much respect from Vegas again. I think he's like a plus 260.
Where's he at here? I don't even see the line. You're saying plus 260, I believe. Oh, there it is. Plus 280, I see.
Plus 280. Wow.
It's Brendan Allen, minus 365.
Yep.
All right, so we got a lot to talk about on Wednesday.
A lot to get into.
Any final thoughts?
No.
This is great.
Yeah, still building it. Still building it.
So we're going to keep this up until December.
We'll keep it all through December, yeah.
Yeah.
And then when we get back for the New Year, we'll have the Happy New Year banner.
This is what I was missing. Oh, my
gosh. Man. The Hall of Fame needs some work. Hall of Fame definitely needs some work.
It is very cool that my face, I thought you did that on purpose. Like, I'm paying respects to the host of the show. I do, but I really do think this adds a lot to the program right here. Like, even just looking at it right there, we've never, set design.
Set design. I mean, it looks good. I balled out at the dollar store.
You have a situation where it's like, let's say it's St. Patty's Day. You come, you get the clovers, you get this, you get that.
Everything, man. I'm going to be up on the holidays. I'm
Easter, we get the the bunny, the eggs.
Boxing Day. I guess we won't be here.
Well, in a different world, I used to be really into the holidays in a different
life,
different show. I love
the holidays. Getting festive.
But there's always like random ones, like every day. Like today, you know what today is?
No.
Today is. I just looked this up real quick.
There's always a national something day going.
Yes, that was my gimmick.
Oh, you one of those
and everyone
people.
stole it. Everyone stole it from me. Oh, Cyber Monday, Chadwick Boseman Day. Wow. Oh, today's.
Oh
his birthday.
Yeah, his birthday. Yep.
Oh, this is interesting. National Lemon Cream Pie Day.
See, that's just. Who is observing that?
I'll tell you who's observing it. Daniel Cormier.
Oh, loves the lemon cream pie.
No, but any opportunity to eat pie, he's
wow. thought you were cool now.
No, we're cool. We're cool. All right. Well, great stuff. So in the end, what's the final tally? How much do I owe you for Movember?
I want to say we finished down like 5-something units. I
don't know.
Yeah,
what
that's where we're at now.
Layman's terms.
I'm gonna have to see where we're at with Movember and everything. I'm gonna have to do the math.
Okay, so you can't.
You'll get a bill.
It.
You
invoice.
You'll get billed. My people will be in touch with your people. Yeah,
What's that? QuickBooks. Send me a QuickBooks invoice.
Yep.
Thing.
Yeah, that's how we'll get it done. Big December. Knock on wood. Big December.
I'm looking forward to it. It's a shorter month for us, of course, because last UFC event is December 18th. And then we'll go on a 2-week hiatus. We'll come back for the awards, but there's plenty. There's 269. There's the Derek Lewis card. Technically, the fights this weekend fall under the December category. And, of course, lest we forget, Jake Paul, Tommy Fury, and the big one.
Paul, one more Bellator event. We got Combat Sports for the first half of December. It's going to be good.
Frank Gore, Darren Williams was the one I was talking about. All right, there he is, GC. We'll check in with him on Wednesday. Thank you very much, and happy Hanukkah to you and yours. Very good chance that I'm the first Jewish person that GC has ever met, considering he's from Georgia. Accurate or not? Accurate or not?
I don't know if you were talking to me or not.
Yeah, it was.
Headphones off.
I said, am I the first Jewish person you've ever met?
Dude.
He asked
My
me earlier.
roommate asked me about that.
Oh.
When I moved to Connecticut. He was like, am I the first Jewish person you've ever met? And like I have just been giving him shit for that ever since he said it.
Because you worked at ESPN and there are a ton of Jews.
No, not because I worked at ESPN. Because I
You're from Georgia.
Yeah, in Atlanta. It's a melting pot of cultures.
All right.
I've known Jewish people my whole life.
All right, fair enough. Sorry.
I was leaving the room earlier, and Connor was like, "You're Jewish, right?"
To you?
Yeah.
Are you?
He wanted help with the menorah.
Are you Jewish?
Yeah.
Frankie's Jewish.
No, I'm not Jewish.
Sworn he had a Star of David tattoo. I could have.
Yeah. Oh, am I the only Jew on the squad?
I think Tucker might be Jewish.
I've always been confused about New York Ric's Jew status. I can't really quite. Yeah, I don't know. His mom texts me in Hebrew, but I don't know if he identifies. In fact, let's find out. Without further ado, thank you, GC. Time now for everyone's favorite segment of the week. It is time.
And now it's time to open up your ears and your minds, MMA fans.
Oh, yeah.
It's time for Rick's Picks. Rick's Picks. Rick's Picks are lots of fun.
Oh, thank you, Mike Peck, for this.
Because it's, you already know what it is.
Rick's Picks.
Ladies
New
and
Rick's Picks, by the way. We switched things up. Anything happen on social media since we started the show?
Craze taking the world by storm. Live from the Vox Studios in beautiful New York City, it's time for Rick's Picks.
Yes, there he is. Now, this is some kind of BS right over here. You're getting the trickle-down effect of his great backdrop. You brought nothing to the table.
Mr. Monday afternoon, I just show up and these things happen for me. What do you want me to do?
Nothing, not even a picture. After you saw him decorating, you didn't think
I'm a busy man. After this camera shuts off,
you run out. You're out of here.
I'm done.
You just showed up 20 minutes ago. First time I see you. I thought we were doing this via Zoom, if I'm being honest.
I was gonna zoom in, but you know what? I thought I'm going downstairs to the grocery store. I might as well pop in.
Okay.
But otherwise, wouldn't have been here.
Will you decorate the backdrop at all?
Yeah, I'm trying to think of what to do. I admittedly didn't put a ton of thought into it after last week, but we'll figure something out.
Are you Jewish or not?
Yeah, I mean, it depends. Well, technically, yes, right? Because my mother's Jewish, and based on the Jewish religion, right? If your mother's Jewish, you're Jewish. Not a practicing Jew.
Okay.
Haven't been. Went to Hebrew school like when I was young. But then, you know, after the Hamantaschen ran out, I was out of there. after I got my snacks, I was out of there. But no, yeah, I mean, Jewish. Mom's a Jew. Dad's a Christian.
You know who's also not a Jew?
Who?
O.J. Simpson.
Is that the Adam Sandler?
But guess who is?
Yeah, okay.
Hall of Famer Rod Carew.
I wanted to make sure I was on the right track there. Well played, my friend.
He converted. Frankie got it, right?
Yes, what do you mean? I got it too.
You had to.
Yeah, I got it first.
He knew right away.
Unbelievable.
I'm getting a lot of heat on social media. I don't know if you can help me out here.
What are we getting heat for? Talk to me.
Well, back on August 10th, I tweeted and I quote, "I wonder if all those Celtics fans who last week were like, bye-bye Kemba, enjoy him in New York, LOL, actually truly believe Dennis Schroeder is a better option. If you say yes, you're lying." And now everyone's going back to that tweet and giving me a lot of crap today.
Ariel, the internet lives forever. Know this.
Yeah. Should I delete it? What do you think I should do?
No. You should lean. You should lean fully into it.
Okay.
You should make it your sole mission to
Should I pin the tweet
through it, as they say. Tweet through it. Yeah. Pin the tweet. Tweet through it. Go on a campaign against Dennis Schroeder. Is probably a good move. Make sure that he knows your displeasure at this, and just hope that Kemba Walker is a viable basketball player at some time in the near future, which I'm not so sure is going to happen.
This is really tough. Like, I'm looking at the replies right now, and it's everything's like in the last hour, 2 hours. Because I saw.
So a Celtics blog must have picked this up or something.
I don't know, but I saw someone tweeted, "Stick to reporting UFC, big dog," and then I'm like, oh, what's this guy talking about?
You know who's
Celtic
a famed
enjoyer? Yes,
a famed Celtics fan, Bill Simmons. Maybe you've crossed him, and he's found this tweet and not a fan of it.
Now here's Edwards Kim, who says, "Mr. Monday Afternoon,
yes,
York Ric is giving me Lisa G vibes." Who's Lisa G?
Lisa G.
I feel like I should know this. Lisa G vibes.
I don't know. Is that like a pop star?
Lisa.
Let's find out.
G.
But I'll take it. Whoever Lisa G is.
Lisa Glasberg is better known as Lisa G. Is an American radio personality. She's employed by iHeartRadio and can be heard on WORAM in New York City. She's 65 years old. She's a woman. She's the author of the book Sex, Lies, and Cookies. I don't know.
Maybe she just shows up. Maybe that's her gimmick.
Yeah, maybe that's her gimmick.
She just shows up to do a radio spot. But Edwards Kim, prolific tweeter. What a value to the MMA community he is.
By the way, in the 90s, she hosted a radio show on Hot 97 with Ed Lover and Dr. Dre. Not the Dr. Dre,
okay.
The other Dr. Dre.
Yes, I know this, Lisa G. I didn't know. Yeah.
All right.
I didn't know she's still doing radio, but God bless.
Did you see Get Back, the Beatles?
Not a big music guy.
This is like incredible.
I know documentary.
History, yes.
Yeah, I know. I get it.
But it's not Last Dance style documentary. Like there's no contemporary interviews. It's just like fly on the wall. Yes.
Yeah. I've been seeing a lot about it.
It's basically what they would have done with the Last Dance documentary stuff if they just ran it all.
Right. They just took out all the interviews. But to be honest,
the interviews were kind of the best part.
The interviews were the best part.
I know, but in this case,
Michael Jordan taking that personally was probably the most incredible thing that came from that. Footage of that was great. I think it all comes together. Listen, I'm not saying no, but right now it's a pass.
All right.
Not my cup of tea.
See, I knew it was a Howard Stern thing. She was the Stern News reporter that reported on. Yeah. Come on. I know. Yes. Okay. Yes. She was in the early days. She reported on daily happenings in the headlines in Sirius studio. Come on, AH. Yes.
Oh, okay.
I remember her. And this is the early days of Howard going to Sirius. Now, I don't know why. You see, the thing is, I don't see the connection. But yes, Lisa G. Weird that is not in her Wikipedia at all. Like, there's no reference to the Howard Stern days. Anyway, we spent a lot of time.
Just so prolific. Yeah, Lisa G. Shout out.
Did you enjoy Triad Combat?
I did. I mean, I think
it's the first time you were allowed to even report on it.
Oh, stop! No,
the Antifada.
No, my expectations were not. I wouldn't say low, but I had no expectations in terms of what these fights were actually going to produce. I think because of the weirdness of the triangular ring, I was willing to see how this played out before making a judgment, and I enjoyed it. I mean, what was there not to enjoy? It seemed like it was an even playing field, and I will say frankly that I thought the MMA fighters had more success than I expected.
Yeah.
I expected the boxers to have more success. I think the ring really threw quite a few of them off. But I enjoyed it. I thought it was a good first outing. Let's see who they can continue to sign and put in that ring.
Rampage
and Shannon Briggs.
Box office.
Let's go, champ. I like how Rampage said he's sick of that already.
Yes.
Just no more. Let's go, champ. Well, imagine how many promotional things and how much time they spend together. They seem like they actually probably have dinner after all of these shoving matches. Thank God Nick Cannon was there to save the day and prevent them from fighting.
Right.
I am a little bit burnt out on Let's Go Champ as well. Maybe just change it up. New catchphrase.
Maybe it makes the Rick's picks list.
Maybe
this week.
Nah, I'm gonna give you a teaser, a spoiler warning. No, it does not.
All right, what do we got?
Okay, first up, Dustin Poirier and the Good Fight Foundation.
Yes.
This is Rick's picks.
Oh, we actually have some B-roll, or in the broadcast business, I say P-roll.
I didn't decorate the back here, but I decided let's zhuzh it up a little bit. Dustin Poirier, the Good Fight Foundation, gave away 300 Thanksgiving meals in Lafayette. They continue to do work in the local community. Not only that, but Dustin spoke to MMA Junkies Mike Bond and saying they're partnering with Second Harvest Food Bank for UFC 269 with the goal of giving away 300,000 meals to families in need. Dustin is auctioning off his fight kit as usual. But they're also taking additional donations at no-hunger.org/thegoodfight. So great stuff from Dustin and the Good Fight Foundation. Continued to elevate the game, raise the bar. I am thankful, since we're looking back at Thanksgiving, I am thankful that Dustin Poirier is in the sport and has proven to be one of the true mensches in the sport.
Absolutely one of the true mensches. How was your Thanksgiving?
It was quite good. How about you?
Thanks.
I got to spend some time with the kids. The wife was working. She often is on holidays. But I was able to spend some time with the kids and my folks, my mom and my stepdad out on Long Island. And it was awesome. I really enjoyed it.
Did you light the menorah last night?
As I said, not quite practicing.
I mean, you could just get one of those. Well, Alex Weber, our good friend, wants you guys to know that at 4:29, it's sunset. So you got to light that thing before you leave. DC.
Okay.
Number 2.
He's going to have to light up the candles. He's getting it ready. You're ready to let it up.
No, it's too early. You can't prematurely do it.
Botched it. That's all right. We'll circle back to that. What'd you do? How'd we spend it?
Thanksgiving? Played a little football.
First of all, do you celebrate it?
Yes,
or
I love it. It's one of my favorite.
Adhering strictly to the Canadian calendar.
No. Listen, I get to do it twice. It's fantastic.
Nice.
And I like the American one more. It's a Thursday. The weather's a little crispier. Football. No, we played football with the kids. I was extremely sore afterwards for some reason, even though I was covering my 9-year-old son and he was covering me, and I was probably running at a 30%. He wasn't really running that hard, and for some reason I was super sore. I did leave him in my dust a few times. A few
way to bury him. Why are you showing off?
Yeah, a few cutbacks, a few stiff arms, a few doopsie-doos. And
technical term, yeah. That route that they famously run, the doopsie-doo.
Yes. And then afterwards we had a little meal. Some people came over. I'm a big, my favorite thing on Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
2 things. I'm not a huge turkey guy, but I'll have it anyway. I do like the stuffing. I do like the cranberry. I like the
So you're stuffing over dressing, by the way. Oh, I think we talked about this last week. You're stuffing.
Yes,
Yeah.
I'm stuffing. Favorite thing, I love like candied yams.
Amazing.
Tremendous, especially with a little marshmallow on top.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I'm also a big fan of
my language.
pecan pie. And this has nothing to do with Rampage, although he apparently loves it as well. I love those things. Those are my favorite parts of Thanksgiving.
Funny enough, I was thinking about Rampage because I was going to use on social media, but did not end up using the clip of you and Rampage walking in New York.
Yes.
And it begins, it's around holiday time. It's almost holiday time. I think it's like right after Halloween. It's you and Rampage walking in New York, and he walks over to a gentleman dressed as Santa in Times Square, and he says, "What the F are you doing here? It's not Christmas yet." And I was thinking that'd be some funny Thanksgiving content, like, you know, your cousin who you never see shows up for Thanksgiving, but didn't pull the trigger on it. But it tickled me. I enjoyed.
Oh, that is a good
moment
one. I mean, the pecan pie, I think, is one that is
for sure
not used enough on Thanksgiving. Now, in case you forgot, that was in September. So it was even more outrageous.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's Times Square, so you know, you could see Santa there in July.
If memory serves me correct, it was the Monday after UFC 165.
Wow.
John Jones versus Alexander Gustafsson back in the old
a lifetime at this point. Yeah.
On 34th Street, across from B&H. Coldest bathroom of all time. It was like a steel bathroom. Remember that?
I'm trying to remember the bathroom, and now I don't. Oh, yes, I do now.
It was a makeshift bathroom. Like they had like a toilet with like 3 sides, and you just like in the middle of the office. It was the weirdest thing.
Everything about that experience was jerry-rigged, and it was fantastic. Yeah. And I have very fond feelings about it. Okay. Second Ric's pick, George Kambosos.
Oh yeah.
I mean, you have to. Like, I'm trying not to go with the obvious, but the IBF. Let's do this properly. The IBF, WBO, WBA, and the Ring unified lightweight champion.
Look at that.
The only belt he doesn't have is the one that Devin Haney is holding, the WBC belt. 5 or 6 to 1. Connor can correct me there, but 5 or 6 to 1 underdog. I think he closed as. Completely counted out. And I thought the line that he delivered in the ring after and has said since about they have the 4 kings because he was counted out of this, right? They're thinking about all these lightweight title players. They have the 4 kings, but he's the emperor. That's a cold line right there.
Yeah.
They can be the kings, but he'll be the emperor. Shout out to George. I mean, that is just an absolutely tremendous performance.
135 is amazing in boxing right now, and it's great in MMA. And isn't it weird, as I said at the very beginning, all these fights happening at the same time?
Yes. We are getting the fights that we wanted. I would like to see him against any of those guys. Obviously, I think the fight against Haney makes a lot of sense. But yeah, exciting times. Really exciting times of boxing. And
did you watch it?
I did, yeah. I mean, we had the Triad on one screen and the boxing
Showtime
fight
had a
on the
great
other.
fight as well. It was nice, a little different, not your typical Apex Saturday night, a little something different. Everyone has turkey, you have a little chicken.
That's right, or ham. Ham's a popular
you have
Thanksgiving
ham
dish. I've had it before, not this year. I'm a big turkey fan.
Turducken?
Never had it, but would try. I'd try a tofurkey.
Yeah.
I'd try any of that stuff. But traditional turkey on this side.
Frank
Dressing
loves
number 1.
turducken.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Frank?
Oh, yeah.
That's very random, but we'll let it rock. But stuffing or dressing number 1 for sure. Then I'm with you on the yams, the sweet potatoes. That's definitely high on the list. And then maybe turkey underneath that.
Oh, yeah.
Mac and cheese, I'm good with,
Weird.
but that's not really a Thanksgiving dish per se. Like I know that's a popular debate whether it is or isn't. I think a lot of people go to Boston Market and get themselves some mac and cheese, and they're thinking that's what that is.
Right.
But I'm good with it. Mac and cheese can definitely show up on my plate, but not a must for Thanksgiving.
Sure.
You can have that.
It's a very Southern thing, I feel like.
Sure. Yeah. Don't get me wrong. I'm down. But not necessarily Thanksgiving treat.
All right.
Last one. Irish MMA fighter Ian Coughlin.
Oh, yes.
Shout out to Severe MMA's Andy Stevenson for bringing this to light. Ian, for those unaware, and you can see the tweet up here, suffered an injury training in July. Per the interview he got, or per his account, he got thrown against the wall or floor, kind of like an in-between space while grappling. And unfortunately, it left him paralyzed. He's currently paralyzed, and he's raising money for treatment that would give him a chance to walk again. Again, Andy Stevenson, shout out for doing the interview and raising light for this. There's a GoFundMe on Andy's Twitter. If you can't see it here, it's at ANDYSTE123. That's the Twitter. You can find a link to that GoFundMe there. MMA community, let's help Ian out.
What are they at now?
Let me check this right now. We'll check it live. We'll do it live.
Yeah, that would be good. I was going to do it live as you were speaking, so we wouldn't have to wait here. But for some reason, my internet keeps going out over here. I'm not sure. I'm hooked up, but it doesn't.
Rough.
Yeah, it's okay.
We'll get it. Oh, we're on the page. Here we go.
I saw
we're at 24,000 euros out of a 73,000 euro goal.
Okay.
So 621 donations. Let's keep it going. Fighter in need. Let's try and help him out.
Horrible story. Really horrible. Feel horrible for the young man. But great job by Andy and Severe, who continue to cover that region as well as anyone, dare I say better. And yeah, you should definitely check that out. I retweeted it, I think, on Thursday as well. But it's all over the place. And just horrible. I can't imagine.
Yeah, I mean, if you make your living professional fighter with your body to be in that predicament to be paralyzed, I mean, that is unreal.
Nightmare.
So pull in for him and let's help him out. Oh, sorry, one more. We got one more. Congratulations to my sister-in-law Polly.
Oh,
my brother-in-law Mike.
Oh,
on the birth of their beautiful daughter. My first niece, Cassidy.
Wow.
Born this morning.
Did this just happen?
It happened this morning. They're over in Hawaii. So it happened around 7 a.m. our time, 6 a.m. our time. But yeah, uncle for the first time. So shout out to them.
Mazel tov, mahalo, aloha.
Mahalo, yeah.
Are they Hawaiian?
They are not.
They just
American,
made the right
American-born Chinese, but made a very smart call. Or my sister-in-law is American-born Chinese. Mike is a white man.
He's just a regular,
run of the mill. I don't know where he's from, but made an executive decision and a smart one to go over and live in.
Well, what a great start to Cassidy's life. I mean, getting a shout out on
illustrious
the show in combat sports. Mazel tov to the family. I was wondering if you were going to give a shout out to Diego Sanchez. I will. Hope he feels better. He's been chronicling his battle with COVID on social media. Seems like he got pneumonia as well.
Yeah, COVID pneumonia.
I didn't know that was a thing.
Yeah, a combination of symptoms.
Oh my God, what a nightmare.
Yeah.
I actually got my booster shot on Friday. Was feeling the heat.
Got mine last week as well.
You did?
Yeah.
How'd you feel?
Wednesday. I had a rough night. My arm was hurting. I was having weird dreams, and then I woke up the next day and felt great.
Yeah.
No problem.
Mine lasted a few more hours, but all good. Highly recommend if you're in the market. But I do want to wish the best to Diego Sanchez and hope that he makes a very speedy recovery. Also, Kevin Holland moving down to 170. That is very interesting. Good luck to him. And how about Bryce Mitchell? We're 2 days away from the big album drop.
That's right. I forgot about
2 days.
this.
Mark it on your calendar. Oh, Bryce held out on us. Yeah, he held out. I mean, he played coy. In fairness, he did say he had something he couldn't talk. For the life of me, I will never understand why they keep this so, close to the vest, and then it just gets out. It's a tweet. I mean, you're on the show. You might as well announce it. But alas, I digress. He's fighting Edson Barbosa.
I mean, what a fight that is. Clash of styles, grappler versus striker. Great fight. Don't hold out next time. But let's support his mixtape.
No, I can't wait for that. I wonder if I need to circle back with him. Maybe we can. They might flag us on YouTube, but maybe we could premiere some of the songs right here on the show because we'll be on Wednesday.
Yeah.
I don't know if we could play it and then we'll get flagged. That whole
music's tricky.
Yeah, music is tricky. I just learned about that myself for a whole different situation. And then the Islam Makhachev versus Beneil Dariush fight is first announced by Ali Abdelaziz, breaking the. I thought that was a really I was actually really happy to see that because I was afraid that they were going to screw over Beneil Dariush.
I mean, is this not?
No.
I mean, could he have waited
9 in a row against 7 in a row? That means Gaethje gets the title shot. You don't think this is I feel like this is the most fair, and I feel like Islam needs that one big win. Like he needs one more big win against a top guy.
I think there's a point of diminishing returns on this. I think this is a tough.
You didn't like this matchup.
I like the matchup. I like the fight. I like both of them. I think you could make a case that they could have been next.
Wow.
After Gaethje gets his shot. Controversially, I don't know. I feel like people are coming at me for this, but I think Gaethje deserves a title shot. No?
Of course.
Yeah.
You win a fight like that against a guy like Michael Chandler.
I kind of throw away the losses against Khabib. I'm willing to Dustin, Justin. I just toss him out.
Sure.
It doesn't matter. He's not even in the division anymore. I'm good with erasing that from expunge it from the record, and then we kind of just move on from there. But I wouldn't have been mad if Islam got next, and I wouldn't be mad if Beneil Dariush got next, to be quite honest.
Well, you can't. You got to pick a side. Either you were rooting for Islam and then Beneil versus Justin, or you were rooting for Justin and then Islam versus. I think this is what makes the most amount of sense. Either you're getting Justin versus Charles, which is a fresh matchup. Yeah, and I think a fun matchup, or you're getting Justin versus Dustin 2.
Yeah, love that.
Which I think would be fun. And then you got Islam and Beneil fighting, number 1 contender fight, 9 in a row against 7 in a row.
You know what it is? It just feels to me. This is how I feel about it. If Beneil loses this fight, it's going to be rough. It would have all been for nothing. A veteran guy toward the end of it
I get what you're
is
saying.
finally putting it together, and he runs into super prospect Islam Makhachev. And,
so you're
and
saying
the ride ends
you feel
there.
for Beneil, you would have gone with Islam versus Justin.
Don't get me wrong. I don't think this is by any means a foregone conclusion. I think Beneil can very much win this fight. I think he's one of the most dangerous guys on the ground, underratedly so, in this division, and also proven himself to be extremely durable and competent on the feet. So don't get me wrong. I am not burying Beneil Dariush, but if this is how his run ends, it will be a shame for me. That's how I'm looking at it.
Interesting. Yeah, I can see what you're saying. Reminds me a little bit of Kurt Pellegrino back in the day, George Sotiropoulos.
Sotiropoulos had 10 in a row or 11 in a row, something to that effect.
They meet the upstart,
and that's it. That's the end of it. But no, I'm not counting him out. Don't get me wrong. I think this is a really competitive, strong 3 versus 4 versus 5, I believe.
Whatever.
Based on MMA Fighting's global rankings. Strong fight.
Look at you referencing the rankings.
Global rankings.
Thrilled. My son is calling me on FaceTime right now. Should we make this into a thing?
We're going to make this a trend now?
Well, I mean, he's calling me right now. Might as well pick it up. Hey, Ollie, I'm live on the air right now, and you just called me. Do you want to say anything to the millions of people watching? No. Okay. Was there something important that I needed to help you with?
No.
Okay. Should I call you later?
Yeah.
How was school today?
Good.
All right, here I am. Are you proud of me?
Yeah.
All right. Are you going to light the menorah?
Yeah.
Oh, here's Claire. She's here too. Hello, Claire. I'm actually on my show right now, so I'm going to have to call you guys later, okay?
Bye.
Bye-bye. Let this be a lesson to everyone who calls me during my show. I'm going to pick up, okay? That's just the way it is. If you're associated with me, I'm picking up. That's just the way we're doing it around these parts.
I think that's a fair rule. Absolutely. Okay. Best interview of the day, if I'm being honest.
That right there?
Yeah, I think so.
That was pretty good. Very verbose. All right. Great stuff. Anything else?
That's it. That's all I got.
That's all we got. All right. Thank you very much. There he is, New York Ric. Maybe one day we'll get that segment sponsored. I mean, DraftKings pretty much took over GC's segment, so we'll see. Maybe he puts a little TLC into the setup, little pictures in the back, a little accoutrement, if you will. It would go a long way. The tweets are just rolling into this old tweet. Can you guys calm down? All right, fine. I got it wrong, but guess what? It's only November. I mean, there's some time to turn things around here. Jeez Louise, leave me alone. You know what? Brandon Moreno's right. Twitter is a cesspool. I might get off of it once and for all. We'll see who is happy then. Not you guys. I would be. All right, I think we're out of time. Back on Wednesday, of course. Frankie, you can hit my music. Everything's done. We've accomplished everything that we needed to accomplish. Big weekend coming up. Friday, Saturday, Sunday fights. Gotta love that. MMA and boxing, of course, I'm talking about, but Bellator on Friday, UFC on Saturday, 2 very big bantamweight fights, 1 bantamweight title fight in Bellator, 1 potential number 1 contender or the fight to get you a number 1 contender fight. Coming up, Rob Font versus Jose Aldo, and I have to say it was great to have Rob Font on the show for the very first time, and the opportunity to talk to him in the past. New England Cartel doing big things. Calvin Kattar coming back as well. Don't listen to Chael Sonnen. Calvin Kattar is not going to fight Dan Hooker. Looks like it's going to be Calvin Kattar versus Giga Chikadze. Anyway, thank you very much to all of you. Thanks to DraftKings. Thanks for stopping by. Thank you to Rob Font. Good luck to him on Saturday. Thank you very much to Brandon Moreno. Good luck to him January 22nd. Enjoyed having him on. He's got a great esprit, right? A great joie de vivre, if you will. Thank you very much to Jan Blachowicz. How can you not like Jan? How can you not root for that guy to get back on track? Appreciate his time very much. Always great to catch up with the one and only Quinton Rampage Jackson. Great job this past weekend. Triad Combat. Good luck to him in securing that fight against Shannon Briggs. And congratulations to Ferocious Kambosos Jr. Congrats on that big win, and enjoy everything that comes with it. Back on Wednesday, same time and place. Until then, I say peace.